Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to Season 2 of the Nocturnal Nerdcast. Pop culture in the dark, the #1 late night fandom show on Mondays and Thursdays. Sometimes Tuesdays, but mostly Mondays and Thursdays. Everybody in the chat, welcome, welcome. Good to see you guys. Everybody hanging out. We have 3Dub in the house. He was here early. As usual, 3Dub is usually punctual, so he is here with us at the beginning, except when he oversleeps, which can happen.
Yes, it can happen.
Yes, we have 3W here with us, and we're gonna have a lot of fun tonight. We got a lot of I don't want to say we don't have a lot of big topics, a lot of small things to talk about, but you guys submitted stuff. By the way, speaking of that, if you are not part of the Discord is now pinned at the top of the chat, whether you're in the Reloaded chat or the Debunks chat. If you go to the top and you're not part of the Discord, you can click there. I will share it in the chat occasionally throughout the evening. But if you want to just go ahead and join now, you can, because I'm going to be using that more often for topics for the show. Matter of fact, 3 of the topics tonight were submitted in the Nerdcast suggestion section of Discord. So shout out to all the people that submitted stuff. If you are someone that submitted one of these topics in the chat, be like, yeah, I submitted that or whatever. If you want to submit topics or you have things you want to talk about, head over to the Nerdcast Discord or the Eric's Discord. It's basically the Nerdcast server. And go in there and, check it out. The link's at the top of both of the chats. And we're going to chill tonight with the donations. It's only going to be 5 super chats on each channel. So 5 super chats for Reloaded, 5 super chats for Debunks to hit the goal. The goal on the Reloaded channel always is you guys get to pick. And on the Reloaded or the Debunks channel, if we hit the goal, I will do a live reaction stream. So I'll do like a whole stream of just reacting to people's content. So there we go. No, they're not real tattoos. We have like a machine here. The reason why I've been trying these out is we have a lot of different things here. We have a t-shirt press. We have, Darren's in the bottom, by the way. Here we go. Darren's there. Welcome, Darren. Welcome. You're muted. So I don't know if he's actually there or not, but he's in the stream. Welcome, Darren. We have machines here that we do a lot of different stuff with, and one of them is now we can make like tattoos with it. So we have this. It's like a screen thing that we do, and we can like put it on. So it actually looks relatively real, but they're not. And I have one here on my arm. It's kind of coming off now, but we're testing them out because I want to like make my own artwork, like press on tattoos, so we can actually do our own stuff. So that's what we're doing. Also, I'm not committed enough to get one tattoo for the rest of my life, so it's one of those things. My brother has, actually, though. He's got like 5 or 6 tattoos now. I'm not committed enough. I like to change them up. Welcome, Darren. Good to see you.
Hello.
You were sorely missed last stream. A lot of people were asking about you, and I was like, he's probably chilling out or something. It happens. Lance is in the chat chatting, but he's not in the stream. Hello. Hope everyone is enjoying their night. We were till you got here, Lance, and now it's just become awful. Absolutely awful. Just kidding. JK. A silhouette animator. It's okay. You know how I am. I will read chats if I decide to read them. The super chats are just incentives to reach the goals, and I do appreciate everybody participating. Just being here in the chat and chatting and being a part of the audience helps the stream. So I appreciate all that. But if you do want to hit the goal for either one, it's only 5 in each one. It's real chill tonight. We're just going to do 5 and 5 in each stream. So there we go. And maybe we'll hit it. I set it for 3 hours because that 2-hour thing, like we always go above 2 hours and I'm always like struggling at the 2-hour mark. We're so close. And it's like, we always go above 2 hours. So I set it to 3 hours. So hopefully we'll get there. Anyway, we have a few things to talk about. Did everybody watch Peacemaker at this point?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We're going to talk about Peacemaker because there's some controversy. There's some tweets. We're going to look at.
I know exactly what
you probably know the exact one specifically that I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So we're going to look at that tweet because it's definitely giving I want attention. So we're going to give him a little bit of attention. So we're going to look at that one. We're going to talk about the episode in general, what we think of the DCU right now because of what we got.
Yeah.
The stuff that we can look forward to. We're going to talk about all that. I wasn't going to mention this because I did a short about it earlier today, but it was dropped in the Nerdcast suggestion tab. And that is the stuff that Snoop Dogg said about Lightyear. I don't know if you guys saw that or not.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about that because it's a little cray-cray, honestly.
Yeah. Can you pull up Lance's comment just like really quickly?
Yeah. Hold on. Here we go.
I want to set the record straight.
Okay, go for it.
I'm not eating applesauce. I am eating a slushy like mobile cherries.
I've never seen those before.
I haven't either. Like we found them like a couple months ago. I was like, they have like.
And I love ices,
portable
like the ones from like
Yeah.
7-Eleven. I love those things.
You stick them in the freezer and you can eat it like a popsicle.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, there we go. So Lance got called out, and he's not even in the stream. All right. There we go. We also have some AI stuff to talk about, and we're going to look at the rage bait that IGN posted like a couple days ago. There was a TV show ranking for DC. Did you see that?
Oh yeah.
It's rage bait. We'll look at it. I feel like it's definitely rage
8
bait.
is Smallville. I'm so mad.
Well, wait. Save your anger until we get to it. Save your anger until we get there. So there we go. And we're also going to be going over I think we've confirmed that it's going to be our top 5 list tonight is going to be superheroes without powers. So that will be the end of the stream. So top 5 superheroes without powers. I feel like I have to specify what that means because a lot of people don't get it. I know 3Dub asked about it. I don't know if everybody gets it.
Ronan actually suggested top 80 movies too, and basically me and Jake were like both is good.
Well, we're definitely not going to have time for both. We always run over. So I don't think we have time for both. But what we can do top 80s movies on the next one. We'll just lock that in now. But or whatever that category is. I don't remember all of them specifically. Like I have a short-term memory. But yeah, I'm super excited to talk about like all this stuff tonight. And what else was I going to say? I forgot. I completely forgot. It's okay. It'll come back to me. So anyway, how was everybody's weekend? Was it good? Was it not good? Did everybody have a good time?
I saw Batman '89 finally in theaters.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You did.
And I'm alive. Basically, I couldn't watch it when it first came out, so I was intrigued to see what it looks like in theaters. And boy, is this CGI so crap.
Well, there wasn't very much because that was that was prior to like heavy CGI. It's got a little bit.
It's hard to notice on a small screen DVD, like that. It's perfect on the DVD, but if it's stretched out on Dolby Cinemas, it's the Joker fall just like. Wow.
By the way, Darren, did you always have that neon behind you, or is that new?
I got it like 2 years ago, but I just put it up.
Okay.
Maybe it helps the light a little bit in here.
Yeah, no. I saw it and I'm like, that looks like it's new because I love neon. If you guys don't know, I have it everywhere. So
it's not very bright. It's one of those like color changing ones, and it's one of those like $10 ones I get from like a generic store. So.
Well, it looks bright from here. Like it looks like a brighter wood from there. So
exactly,
that's good.
Silhouette Amir.
What?
It's a little bit more light.
Oh, I was commenting on Silhouette Amir's Joker falling.
Monty Python matte painting animation. Maybe. Anyway, should we do the rage baiting first for IGN? I feel like that might be fun to jump into. Sure. We're gonna look at their list of like DC shows, I think. In general. By the way, chat, when we're looking for this, feel free to chime in yourself and tell us what you think. Please tell me I bookmarked this. I don't want to have to scroll for a million years. I'm pretty sure that I did. I'm pretty sure.
If not, I could find it if you need.
No, I got it right here.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. All right. The way they did this is kind of weird, but we will. I don't know. It's like 37 shows, I think, total. Share the screen here. And we're going to start with the first one. We'll move through these as we go. But there are 37 shows. Now, I don't know which ones they're missing. We'll have to figure it out, honestly. But, yeah. So it says here, starting at number 37, is a show that I think I've seen one episode of, which is Human Target. I don't remember that show.
Is it 2010 or 2011?
No, it's the 1990 one, like the old
one. Okay, that one I don't care.
Yeah, I don't really remember this one too much, to be honest.
It's very blah.
Yeah.
Human Target 2010 was actually pretty good though.
Well, yeah, we see it's on this same block here. So, but Swamp Thing 1992, I honestly didn't even know this show existed. I remember there was like a Swamp Thing movie that I saw when I was a kid, but I never remember the show. I never remember it.
Never saw it.
Here's an interesting one, Darren. Gotham Knights at number 35.
For once, I agree with them.
I don't know.
It should be lower than that, though.
No.
Below
Naomi is hurtful.
Well, Naomi's not even in this page.
That's insane to me.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
So seeing it this
crazy.
far down this is wild. It's below Powerless, the TV show Powerless. Gotham Knights is below that. I'll be honest, that show was awful. That was an awful show. I gave up after like 2 or 3 episodes, I think, and I was like, I'm not going back to this. I like the original concept of Powerless, but I didn't like what actually, what they came out with. So, yeah,
I think actually I could see something like that working very well in like James Gunn's DCU. Like it feels very DCU coded to me.
Actually, that show. Well, I mean, considering one of the characters was played by Alan Tudyk, it fit right in there. So
yeah.
Jermaine, I see your super chat. We're gonna hold on to that for a second because we'll be talking about that briefly. But thank you for the super chat. Where are we at? Superboy, the 1988 show.
I saw it. It's lower. It's not like
I still don't see how Gotham Knights is below some of these. Like, how is it below that? Because you guys know I was very critical of Gotham Knights, but at the end of the day, the show as a singular season works really well.
Half the people that complain about Gotham Knights either didn't watch it or didn't finish it. Like that is very noticeable to me. You're like, it sucks. It's so bad. It's like you watched 1 episode,
right?
Or saw a trailer, which is even worse.
I watched 6. I regret
it. Human Target 2010 is at 32. Krypton being at 31 is weird to me too, because I thought that was a really good show.
Yeah.
Season 2 was a little rough, but I don't think it was that low.
It's not first page low, in my opinion.
Now this one really makes me like pull what hair I have left out. Is Batwoman at 30?
it. Mm-hmm.
Below, like, thinking about what we have left on this list being at 30, I don't see that.
I'll hold judgment until I see page 2 because I haven't seen Dead Boy Dead Boy
Detectives is really good. It's a 1-season show. It's really good. Yeah. It's definitely like if you just want to watch a 1-season sort of anthologized DC series, it's actually a really good show. The Birds of Prey show being at number 28, I don't really have much of an opinion about that, so we'll just kind of.
It's an show. I mean, I guess it's like intriguing, but it's also got like it's not much there.
Yeah. All right, so let's go to the next page and see what we got in the next group. All right, 27 is Pennyworth. I know a lot of people love Pennyworth, so I'll say that's. Yeah. They might disagree with that. I don't really have much of an opinion about Pennyworth, so I'm good with wherever they put it. But it being ahead of some of these other things is weird. Naomi at 26.
Should be lower.
Naomi better than wow.
I'll be honest. I think Naomi should have been in like the bottom 5.
Yeah.
Naomi shouldn't even have been on the board.
I think it's one of the worst shows I've ever seen, personally.
It starts out like, okay, it's intriguing. Like the first episode hooks you a little bit, and then it just completely falls off a cliff after that. 1975, The Secrets of Isis. I've never seen that show. I've never seen that. Actually came out before I was born, which is like I've never seen that.
Isn't that the character like Zari was based on?
Yes.
In like Legends? Okay.
Yeah. All right, number 24 is Black Lightning. I feel like that's too far down the list, but the Shazam show from 1974. I never watched the whole thing, so I don't really have much of an opinion on it.
That should be a lot.
Okay,
lower.
The next one has me losing my fucking
Bullshit.
mind.
Yeah.
Stargirl at 22?
Yeah, no.
Yeah. I call BS.
This list feels like your wheel, Eric, and they just spun it around.
Yeah,
I mean, this one right here.
I just can't imagine. There's not a bad season of Stargirl.
No,
nope.
It's one of the only DC shows I have in my personal S tier. It's this and the Penguin.
It's a full series, like from start to finish. Yeah. You get the whole story, and there's no bad seasons. So, anyway, 21 is Lois and Clark: The New Adventures of Superman from 1993.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, we're just gonna skip that one.
Take Dean Cain out of it, but it's still crap.
Swamp Thing 2019, I think should be in the top 20. I think it's a good enough show to be in the top 20. I do think that the weak part of that show is all the stuff it sets up in the last couple episodes that never gets paid off. But outside of that, I think it's a great series about Swamp Thing. We got Titans at 19 above Black Lightning and Gotham Knights and Stargirl.
Titans. I could go down a rant about Titans, and I've done it many times. We've done it many times, but bottom 10 for me. Bottom 10.
Oh my gosh. The 1990 Flash at 18. I love that show. It's a little cheesy, but I still think it's a good show. All right, let's jump into the next page. Here we go. We're jumping into the mid 20s now. At number 17, we have Lucifer. Okay, I'm not going to argue with that.
No.
Sandman's good too at 16. I think that's a good show. We enjoyed both seasons of that. My Adventures are the Adventures of Superman in 1952. I don't really remember that one. Is that the black and white one?
George Reeves.
That's the black and white one, right?
It was black and white until it went into color.
Okay. Yeah, I don't really remember it. I never watched a whole season of that show. I've seen episodes of it.
Oh wow.
Wait, I know. I'm getting ready to say it. Superman and Lois at number 14.
I am fuming right now.
I could accept this if it was a different, like, top 13. Like I was like, okay, middle of the road, didn't have that many seasons, but then I see some of the stuff up above it, and I'm like,
well, I mean,
no.
number 9 is questionable to be above Superman and Lois, to be quite honest.
I'd argue all of these are questionable for being above it, but
okay. So we have the Constantine show above Superman and Lois, which, I mean, it was okay. I
don't agree.
Constantine was much better on Legends of Tomorrow than he was on his own show, in my opinion. And then we have Legends of Tomorrow at number 12 above Superman and Lois. You guys know I do not agree with that.
Yeah.
Arrow being at 11. It's kind of interesting.
It's a good placement, but just not the order. If that makes sense.
Yeah, but it's below Supergirl.
Yeah, no, that's silly.
Now, 3-dub at number 8, we have Smallville at number 8.
Yeah, I'm fuming. I wonder if they looked at, like, they saw an episode where his where he got his chest burned into like a symbol of an 8 and just put him on the 8 because I couldn't think of anything.
All right. So for the next list, do you guys want me to show the whole thing, or do you want me to go through them one at a time before I show it? Just do the whole thing, rip the Band-Aid off?
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. All right. Number 7 is the 1976 Wonder Woman.
Okay.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Peacemaker, which is not done yet. It's a show that's still airing currently.
Yeah.
Is at number 6.
Okay.
The Flash above Superman and Lois is questionable. I love The Flash, but I feel like Superman and Lois is there are weak episodes of Superman and Lois, but I think the series as a whole is better than The Flash, just in my opinion.
I think objectively Flash is a middle of the road show. I think it should have been around like the 16, 17. And I love The Flash. It's one of my favorite shows of all time.
Me too.
But it is a middle of the road show. It is just like if you contrast
the quality drop off of The Flash needs to be studied. It needs to be studied. I don't even understand how it got there.
I have a really
oh,
sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. You go ahead.
I have a really hard time when it comes to like ranking shows like Flash and Arrow and Batwoman because and Supergirl and stuff like that, because the highs are like S tier, the lows are F tier, and then you have like D's and C's and B's and like scattered all throughout the show. So to me, it always lands in like the like dead center middle because it has a bit of everything within it.
Penguin at 4. I think Penguin is like a top 10 show for sure. I don't know if I would. I don't know if I would put it at 4, but I'm okay with that.
I think since it's a limited series, it helps it, right? Because you had one perfect season of TV and then you kind of moved on. Doom
Patrol being at number 3 is weird. It's weird. Like, look, I like Doom Patrol. I think it has one of the best series finales of all time. If you didn't watch it, the series finale for Doom Patrol is like S tier, but I don't think it's better than Penguin or Superman and Lois or Stargirl. I don't think it's better than any of those shows. So it's hard for me to even look at it number 3 and go, yeah, this tracks. It makes sense to me because it does.
I think it deserves top 10. I don't think it's top 3. And I love it a lot.
Batman 1966 at number 2. That feels like a concession prize for like a legacy series. Like that's what that feels like to me because no shade. I loved it as a kid, but I don't think it's better than some of these other shows.
Yeah.
No.
I just don't think it is.
I don't like Batman as campy.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that. I feel like for me that's okay, but I definitely wouldn't put it at number 2. This is the controversial thing. Watchmen at number 1?
I've heard that from many people. I've heard this is their number 1.
I like the show, but I don't see how it can be above some of the other shows on this. Like, in a vacuum, in specific things, I think you could be number 1, but being number 1 above, like, Penguin, being number 1 above some other stuff is crazy to me. But I look, I love the Watchmen movie. I think the Watchmen movies, that's the one thing from Zack Snyder I'll be like, yeah, I really love it. I think it's cool. And I think this show was really good. I just don't see how, look, if in my, this is their list. In my list, it would be in the top 5 probably, but I wouldn't put it at number 1. I would probably swap it out with like Penguin or Superman and Lois or something like that. Ronan has arrived. Did you see this rage bait list, Ronan? Did you already see it?
So I've only seen, again, like maybe like a frame or two of each of the list. I haven't seen all of it, but I'm interested because
okay. So in this top 7, what would not be in your top 7 on this? What would you swap out? Because I'm curious what you think about it. Because we've kind of gone through the whole list.
That's a good question. Let's just say that I've only seen half of it, or about half of it, and maybe people are gonna hate me for this, but maybe from what I've heard and just the Oasis, it's either between the Flash or Wonder Woman. I think it would knock out.
Oh, Flash or Wonder Woman getting knocked out of the list?
We agree.
Yeah, I mean, granted, I know both.
Granted.
Funny enough, the Flash had a big impact with expanding DC TV in the past decade and a half, almost 20 years. But then you also see what Wonder Woman did back in the 70s, how much that made a big impact for people. And like to this day, people have their thoughts on her and what the first Wonder Woman movie did. But people always say like Linda Carter is Wonder Woman. That's it. Like that, that's the way it is. I'm what's curious? To me, that would battle for the top 2 is between the Penguin or Watchmen.
Yeah, I would agree with that. On the like, if we're looking at this 7 and I'm picking the 2 number 1s, that would definitely be for me. And I would say for me, I know people are going to argue with me about it, but I would not put Batman 1966 at number 2, only because are we ranking this on quality or cultural impact or what? What's the criteria that we're ranking this on? Because if it's cultural impact, basically everything from pre-1990s would be in the top 4, top 5.
Yeah. Like I look at it now and I'm like, I liked Batman 1966 a lot, but a lot of this stuff is better than it. But you know what? I think if I was to really go at it, this list, Batman 66 would be either in number 5 or number 6 or number.
I could see that. I could see that for sure.
Like I look at it now and like Peacemaker's not done yet, but man, it's a show that like.
If you're grading it on just season 1 and you don't take into account season 2, I could understand being able to rank it because you would they would have had to do this without well, I don't know. IGN probably got some of season 2 early, so they probably got to see the episodes already. But we can't quantify that because the general audience hasn't seen those episodes. But if you go back here, like this part of it right here, first of all, like okay, so no, where's it at? It's the next one over. It's this one right here. Crazy. Like Stargirl being at 22 is crazy talk.
Yeah. For what I've been hearing, again, a lot of these shows I haven't seen at all. But out of all these shows, the ones I would pick off, be like, no, that should be higher. No. It's Swamp Thing, Stargirl, and Black Lightning.
Yes,
those
for sure.
3 that I would be like, put those up higher.
Yeah, because think about this. Okay, on this list we have those three shows you just mentioned, and then you go over here and you're like, okay, so what would we take out of here? First of all, Supergirl would not be number 9. Sorry, Melissa. No offense, but you would not be number 9.
I don't know. To me, Supergirl, y'all tell me y'all seen these shows more than I have. Like, to me, I heard that Supergirl just got better and better.
Oh, no.
Really?
It does to a point.
Yeah, then it tumbles. No, I think it tumbles.
3 is great. 4 is amazing. 5 and 6 is some of the worst DC.
Yes.
Damn.
So it's an inconsistency for me that I would not put it in the top 10. Superman and Lois should 100% be in the top 10.
Yeah.
100%.
Yes, I've heard that. Yes.
Like Arrow, you
Sandman.
could argue be in the top 10, but
Sandman makes my top 10.
Sandman could be in the top 10. You're right. Lucifer, for some people, could argue to be in the top 10.
Yeah,
I'm gonna send you a tweet really quick, Eric.
Yeah.
That I'm curious to hear
I've only
about.
seen the first season of the Sandman, and it probably makes my top
Oh
5.
my God, season 2
I
is
need it. I know.
incredible.
I thought about just watching the surprise last episode,
Mm-hmm.
the High Cost of Living.
Yeah,
Just watch that without.
that's
the whole
really good
season.
too. Yeah,
But I'm like, would it work? Because I fucking love the surprise last episode of season 1. It is phenomenal television.
oh, you're talking about the cat episode or whatever?
The cat,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
the one
yeah.
with Morpheus's ex,
Mhm.
with the author. But then I also look at the Penguin and how much that I was pumped for it. I didn't think that show could rival the Batman for me. It rivals the Batman on everything. Well, I don't know. Well, the cinematography, I think Batman beats out, but like music, hey Jake, music, performance, co-stars, it is fucking phenomenal. And Watchmen, I think I heard you right before I joined. I heard you saying it was the divisive one. I think Watchmen. Man, this is gonna be tricky to say. I still prefer, I think, the graphic novel
Same.
over it, but I really think, much like The Last of Us, what we got out of the show was the best case scenario.
When I said divisive, I meant like because of the DEI elements, like the people complaining and saying it was a DEI show and all this other stuff. Like I didn't mean the show's the show's quality wasn't divisive to me. I think it was a very high quality show, and I really enjoyed it. But there was a lot of fans that kept complaining that it was strayed too far from like what The Watchmen was. That was the divisive stuff I was talking about. Now I don't agree with any of that, but
No, yeah, and I'm not saying that you agree. All I'm saying is that like it's weird when I hear those opinions, because I'm like, okay, we're getting a show, and it's like we want it to be Watchmen, but we don't want them to do Watchmen. It's like the book is there,
right.
the movie is there, and it's the closest of an adaptation you can get within a lot of time. Like to me, I fucking love that movie, but I also can see the argument. Like, you know what? It could have been a great 10 to 12 episode miniseries.
Yeah.
To just do frame by frame the whole shebang, everything, even the Black Raider stuff.
Yeah.
But with that show, it's just like the DNA. I think Tom King even said it. The DNA and the language of Watchmen is there. It's just like it's telling a different story. And how can you do a story about race and identity and not lean into it in a big bad way? Like, and again, for people who don't realize it, a lot of people who are afraid to say it, I'm going to admit it. I never had heard of the city of Tulsa, and I had never heard of the Tulsa Massacre.
The amount of people that talked about that after that show was mind blowing. That people that didn't know about it. Hold on, let me get my thoughts together on this one. It's not just scary, but it's also a failure of our education system. And this is why when people talk about things like critical race theory and diversity topics and things like that, you don't even have to go that far to know that there's just things missing from history lessons in American education that just aren't there. I didn't know about that until, like, I didn't hear about it in the show, but I didn't learn about it in school. I heard about it from someone else, about Black Wall Street and all that. I heard about it from somewhere else, but I saw it on the show and I'm like, the amount of people that didn't know this.
I thought it was fake.
Can someone catch me up right quick? What started this?
We're talking about Watchmen being number one on the IGN list of top 37 DC TV shows.
Live action TV
Please.
show.
I was about to say live action.
No. And if for everybody watching, Batman the Animated Series, Batman Beyond, Just League Unlimited blows all these shows.
I was going to say, if they included DC animated stuff, they would literally take all the spots at the top of the list.
Right.
So it's like,
Justice?
I mean, like, Watchmen is a decent show. I prefer the movie over the show, but if all that stuff's on there, Watchmen goes down to like the 30s.
What do you think with IGN? You might want to just like lower your expectations of them being on the
it's rage based.
They are a rage based site.
I lower my expectations when I come onto this show twice a week, so already in practice.
Also, Eric,
Eric,
I love that you mentioned the whole thing about history with that one, because I'll never forget that episode dropped, and I was just like, that's what a great idea. And I was
Like Black, the Tulsa thing, Black Wall Street, all that.
And then I was just like, people were saying, "Oh yeah, we knew about this." I'm like, "Wait a minute, what do you mean we knew about this?"
It's real?
I still haven't seen this one down here. Ronan's recommended it to me. I haven't seen it yet.
Dude, it is.
Why the Last Man? I still have not seen that.
I haven't
Also,
seen it either.
I asked that one. Oh man, but like with Watchmen, one of my favorite like interactions, as a human being, I'll never forget that I was at work and I was, cleaning some stuff, and I saw a man like pass me by to exit the store, and he's wearing a Tulsa hat, and he happened to be black, and I was just like, I don't know, and I was just like, it doesn't feel weird, and I was like, fuck it, I just gotta have to ask him. Hopefully he takes it the right way. And I asked him, "Excuse me, sir, this is a random question. I apologize that this is convenient." And I told him, like, I just found out about Black Wall Street and the Tulsa Massacre, and like I asked him, "Are you from Tulsa?" And I'm 26, yeah. And I asked him, "Are you from Tulsa?" He's like, yeah. And I asked him, like, I'm sorry, I didn't know. I apologize. I'm sorry, I didn't know. But like, how do you feel about this show? He's like, "Hey, man, is that the first time? Is that the last time this is gonna happen? But I'm glad people now know about it."
So I'm curious, where did Superman and Lois fall on this list?
Oh my God, they were out of the top 10. They were out of the top 10
15,
completely.
15 or something.
That's a hate crime.
It is. It's bad.
Above it. Yeah. Supergirl was above it.
Supergirl was above it. Supergirl was almost in the top 10.
Okay, hold on. Okay, I haven't seen any of this. I'm just gonna spitball some things that I think were in the top 10. I'm gonna guess Flash was on there.
Yes, Flash was in the top 10.
They must not have watched the back half of the show. I'm gonna guess Arrow made it into there too.
No.
Nope.
No?
Nope.
Oh wow. Okay.
It was 11.
It was 11. Yeah.
God help me, Smallville.
Yes.
No.
It was 8.
Oh,
No. Yeah.
Smallville was
Yeah,
8.
it was 8. Okay.
That's too high.
I kind of.
You can't see my finger, but it's pointing to you.
Please tell me Titans wasn't anywhere near there.
No, but Titans
too
was kind of in the middle of the list, actually.
Yeah.
Guess what Titans was above, Jake?
What was it? Okay, hold on. What was it? Oh Christ! Legends.
Stargirl.
Wow.
Stargirl was actually pretty low on the list.
It was in like
Wow.
the 30s or something crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's surprising. I
all right,
thought this was a really obvious one. I doubt this one was on there. This is a poll. Was the 90s Flash show on there?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, that's good. So they have
The 20s, I think, maybe.
So IGN is somewhat.
It was in the 20s, yeah.
IGN is somewhat cultured.
It was 37, and they even went as far back as like the 1950s and 1960s stuff. So it was.
I mean, they didn't. I'm guessing there wasn't a lot from that time period to pull.
It was like one show per decade. Pretty
Was
much.
the Adventures of Superman above Stargirl too?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. All right, we got a couple super chats here. We're going to read this one first, and then we'll talk about the next one because we'll do that as the next topic. But Jose here with the $5 super chat, any channel member. Thank you so much, Jose, for supporting the channel. What's up, everyone? Won't stay for long. Tomorrow is my birthday, turning 25. The $5 is for Eric's Computers Fund. Thank you so much, Jose, and happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. I hope you have a great birthday wherever you are. Hopefully the weather's nice where you are. We actually have a good week this week. We just had a bad storm, but we have a good week.
You're going to
this
be a
week.
legend of tomorrow.
Yeah, we had a coastal advisory for like 6 days straight.
We had one today still. All right, so the next super chat we'll read after this next little thing that Darren sent over.
Speaking of Legends of Tomorrow,
I
Legends
thought
of
that
Tomorrow was above Superman and Lois.
Yeah,
where was I'm just looking at this. Where was Gotham on that list?
in the top 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was 9, I believe.
Was Penguin on there?
Yeah, Penguin was top 5.
Oh, okay.
So,
Okay, what was number 1?
Watchmen.
Watchmen.
Oh, Watchmen. Okay.
Yeah, and number 2 was Batman 66.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I mean, good for the time, but number 2.
Yeah, I had the same thing.
Ugh.
So here goes one of my favorite types of tweets on Twitter where they just ask a random thing, but erase one show forever out of these 4.
I had my answer, and it was a little controversial.
I have my answer as well.
Well, be controversial. Go ahead. What is it?
I said Gotham. Gotham
Okay.
was my choice because
I'm-
I think that was less controversial than the one I kept because I have to keep Supergirl in this scenario. I think like that casting for the character, introducing Dreamer, you could argue there is no Superman and Lois without the Supergirl series.
Yeah.
And
Because any choice you make, you have to take the implications of what that choice would
Yes.
do. Which, if you remove Supergirl, you lose a bunch of like stuff in the.
and
in the
you get
Arrowverse.
like that, you know, that version of Martian Manhunter, that version of Lex Luthor.
You probably
not-
get no crossovers.
And
nothing with the crossover. So that has to
Yeah.
stay for me. I also have to keep Penguin because I think it's in my S tier.
Quality.
Like that is
I'm
a peak show.
probably going to be more controversial.
So then it just comes down to Smallville and Gotham,
Right.
and I like Smallville.
You could argue without Smallville, there's no Arrowverse, which
Yep.
You
Without
could do
Smallville,
that.
there
You
is
could
no
do
DC anything.
but I think they would have done it eventually. Like I think like
It
I
would
think
be
someone
Batman
would
and
have been
Superman for life on movies.
I think someone would have been the trailblazer.
Because
even
you
if
had
it
no
wasn't
Arrowverse, you had no Gotham, you had no anything that was successful to make them think, oh, we can do more than Superman and Batman.
I mean,
thank you, Michael. I appreciate it. Yeah, everybody engage with the videos, whether you're watching on Reloaded or Debunks. Much appreciated. Thank you, Michael.
Yeah, so you keep a 10-season show where you get 3 rough seasons, 3 decent seasons, and then
So, what is your choice, Jake? Did you say what it was?
but to get rid of one,
Yeah.
I said Smallville.
I would echo that. As
You
well.
basically ruined the entire future.
Also, granted, I haven't seen Smallville, so maybe my heart might.
I
change
mean,
later
listen,
on.
there's a few things that show did decently well, but
So
Man.
my conundrum is based on what the criteria would be with this scenario, right? So are we getting rid of one and there's no implication on future entertainment, or are we getting rid of one and it gets rid of everything that comes after it?
Yes.
I would not be willing to, if we're talking about getting rid of one where that would cause implications where things would go away. There's no logical argument to get rid of Smallville because it set the tone for all of the DC shows.
That's
It
fair.
really was the beginning of all the DC
Oh.
shows.
that is both a good and a bad thing. Though.
Well, I'm just saying, like, if like we could argue because Arrow is a direct connection to Smallville that was originally going to be a spinoff of Smallville, meaning that
Yeah.
if we don't have Smallville, we don't have Arrow. So
And we don't have Flash.
we don't have Flash, we don't have any of the Arrowverse at all. So if I get rid of that, that de facto gets rid of Supergirl. So there is no Arrowverse at that point.
That is true.
So it's hard to do that. There's only 2 options here that make any sense to me,
What,
and that's either Gotham or Penguin, because Gotham doesn't have a greater impact on anything, and Penguin is arguably one of the best DC shows, but if you get rid of it, it doesn't do anything, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't change anything.
I guess
Okay.
I guess my thought process, and it's not with that whole logic thing in mind. I just take like the one in a
Right.
vacuum as is, and
Quality.
I look at these shows, and I guess I try to pick. It's like, okay, does this show have like a version of a character that I would want to keep if it meant getting rid of one,
Right.
essentially? And
Yeah.
as questionable in quality as Supergirl was at times, it did have great characters like
Yeah.
Supergirl herself, Martian Manhunter.
Mm.
It introduced you to you got Tyler Hoechlin's Superman out of it.
Yeah.
So like those things I would keep. Gotham, it's got by far my favorite version of the Riddler. It's got great characters like Harvey, Selena, great version of Raish, Lucius, list goes on. So those characters I would love to keep, and I think Colin Farrell is probably the best Penguin we've had in live action. There's there's a couple contenders for it.
Right.
And when I think of like my favorite versions of insert character here,
Mm.
Smallville doesn't really fill any of those gaps.
That's fair enough. Like my choice would be different if it didn't have any implications on future projects. Like
That's fair.
if it weren't going to be effective of anything, I could probably make a couple of different choices in the scenario, to be quite honest. But if it
Yeah.
comes down to me, I'm looking at it like where the dominoes fall. So that leaves Penguin and Gotham, right?
Yeah. I'm going to just piss some people off with that. But
Well, the thing about it is, I was never the biggest fan of Gotham to begin with. It wasn't a show that I was heavily into. I know a lot of people love the show, and I think the show had some good moments. That entire season about the Wonderland gang can fuck off. I hate that storyline. I hate those characters. Completely fuck
the
off.
whole
Right?
fucking like Court of Owls virus season. Yeah.
Let me just say this, and this goes to anybody out there who's listening who would have ever thought of asking me about this. I hate Alice in Wonderland allegories. I hate them with a passion. I find them to be very, very derivative every single time, and I do not like them, which is one of the reasons I was worried about Alice in Batwoman, because I was worried that we were going to deal with that because of the Wonderland thing. Luckily, it was much better than that. I didn't like it on Gotham at all.
I mean, when you have a villain called the Mad Hatter, it makes sense.
But the point is, I don't like any of that. I could live my life forever without seeing any sort of Alice in Wonderland references anywhere else in the world, to be quite honest.
Although I got to say, allegories aside, when you look at how that Mad Hatter, I almost said Mad Bomber. That's a different character.
Yeah.
When you look at how Mad Hatter is in DC Comics, they got him pretty well in that show. Well,
yeah, but it's not even. So let me make this clear.
I
don't like the idea of it at all. So it doesn't matter if it's the perfect thing. I just don't like it. So that's just where I'm at with it. I've enraged the universe.
I'm one of those people that thinks that Gotham, that it was getting better with every season, and then you can debate the quality of the last season all you want, but the first one, like where you saw all that mob stuff, I liked that you were seeing it from the events of all those people, because you always saw it from a larger than life scale in all those Batman movies, so you were getting that. And I think, like, in an ideal world, Gotham would have been the perfect show for me, because they were leaning into all of my favorite sides of the Batman world that I liked. The Order of St. Dumas, the Court of Owls, the League of Assassins.
I like the Court of Owls stuff, yeah.
And then, the last season is admittedly, kind of a, to use a video game term here, a boss rush, where they throw in a lot of villains for the end. Some of them are done horribly, like the one Darren just mentioned.
Oh my God.
That last season.
What about Solomon Grundy? Don't we love that Solomon Grundy from Gotham?
No.
Don't get me started on the 3 different poison ivies.
3 different poison ivies and their version of quote unquote Red Hood all the way back in season 1.
Yeah.
Did they?
Yeah.
What the hell?
So it wasn't connected to Joker or anything like that at all. It was just somebody who wore a piece of red cloth.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was stupid. I kind of knew it was
I never
picked
up on that. Holy shit.
I mean, there's an episode in season 1 literally titled Red Hood.
Yeah.
So Ronan, what would you choose? Since you're next, basically.
Well, I didn't even I never gave my answer.
Oh,
you guys never let me give my answer. I never gave my answer. I said it leaves me with 2 choices, and then I kept getting cut off. So yeah, I would probably pick Gotham. Probably. However, if Gotham had implications moving forward, I would have no choice but to get rid of Penguin.
Yeah.
So my first answer is Gotham. My backup would be Penguin. As much as Supergirl suffers, unfortunately, they're all connected to a franchise of shows that I love, and I'm not willing to sacrifice all those shows. So,
Ronan, would it be true to say you've only seen one of these shows?
I've seen parts of Gotham and Supergirl, but not as a whole. Smallville, and again, this might change my answer when I finish it, but yeah, I don't know. Again, there was parts I really liked the beginning part of Gotham for me, and then Supergirl.
Season 1 of Gotham was great, by the way.
Yeah, and like Supergirl, the parts I've seen, I was just like, you know what? Even though I wasn't fully into the show, what would bring me into the show was Melissa. What was her performance? And then everything else would be, the icing on the cake of like, oh, there's Cat Grant, and there's all, there's Jimmy Olsen, and there's the rest of it and whatnot. And then the Penguin, I mean,
that's peak TV.
Yeah,
that's like cinema. Like, honestly,
that was the one thing everybody agreed on.
Wow.
Quality of the show aside,
wow, Ronan.
People were always coming. Like, they always enjoyed Melissa as Supergirl. Quality of the show aside.
Yeah.
Oh, who was it? Who was that? Who put that comment? Who was
Maestro. Maestro said I would get rid of
Maestro. What are you doing? What are you doing, Maestro?
I said,
I love that show because it does something that almost none of these villain-led projects do, whether you're talking about like any of the Sony villain movies or Black Adam, is they actually let your lead character, who is a villain in the comics, be a goddamn villain.
And you want to root for him,
right?
And at the very end, that he makes a choice that puts it to you. Well, are you going to lean into it, or you're like, no, man, that's
right?
far.
It's like there is nothing about being a protagonist or a lead character that says your character has to be a good person. Look at Game of Thrones. There are no morally sound characters.
That's true.
Exactly, and I love
for them,
dude. And to me, I also a complimentary thing to the Penguin is that, like, to be quite frank, you don't have to have seen the Batman. Yeah,
No,
you didn't have
no,
to see it. You
no.
just go in.
No, the Penguin you can watch from start to finish, and it doesn't.
Yeah.
You don't have to see anything.
And
It's,
everything is enhanced of it. And like again,
Great.
what a great show where like your lead kills it, and not only that, Christina Milioti as
Yes.
Sophia
Oh
just amps up, and I think she debatably has the best episode of the
I would agree
series
with
thus
that.
far. Like, and it is so good, and you know,
By the way, if anybody so Serenity makes a point here, and I've heard this before too. Like honestly, if you take out any of the references to like Batman characters, it's a mob show.
It's a
That's
mob
all
show.
it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
The only reference is the Penguin being the character from the movie and the fact that you have the Falcons. So that's pretty much it.
It reminds me.
okay.
It's almost the equivalent to what the Dark Knight did. Where if you look at the Dark Knight, it's a cop movie. It's
Right.
Heat. It's all these great cop movies, the Michael Mann inspiration, and then you look at the Penguin. It's very inspired by Sopranos. It's very, but then you know, besides being inspired, it's driven into it. Take away again. I go back to the Long Halloween. All the mob stuff in the Long Halloween. If it was just that,
Yes, King Ryburn, I agree.
Anthony says that Supergirl fell off after AK got kicked off of the Arrowverse or whatever for the inappropriate stuff he was doing. I agree with this because no one could actually they had to change the Rain storyline because of him
Yeah.
not being there anymore.
Yeah.
I did not even know about this.
That's
I don't
why
know
the
what
show
this
went
is
on
about.
break for like 9 weeks in the middle of the season.
But
But
he's
then
still
we
he's
got
still
season 4 directly after, so I
Yeah.
would disagree with that statement.
I
Yeah.
don't know. Like season 4 for me, I know Darren, you like
Yeah.
the Agent Liberty stuff, but for me,
I do too.
That season
Sam
didn't.
Witwer.
That's yeah. I mean, Sam Witwer was good in the role, but that season didn't pick up for me until Lex came in.
Let me say this. That season was uneven to me. So like I love the stuff with Agent Liberty at the beginning. Then the middle is super clunky, and then the end is strong.
I'll
So
say
I don't like the middle of that season.
I'll say the two best stretches of Supergirl that we ever got were the first 2/3 of the third season.
Oh
Before-
god, the Rain
I would
stuff.
agree with that.
before
I would say the
end
Rain-
part, and then
Yeah.
the second stretch was the end
Anything
of.
after the break, yeah.
Well, I was gonna say the end of 4 and start of 5, like all the Lex stuff in the lead up to Crisis. That is some of the best they ever.
COVID fucked up the Arrowverse. I stand by that. It really
Oh,
did.
yeah.
The quality just completely fell off after that.
Did they do good by
Uh,
Brainiac? I know they introduced Brainiac at one point.
So-
one of his lieutenants.
Brainiac is actually really good in
Brainy,
there.
Brainy,
Yeah.
Brainiac.
Kinda,
It's like-
yeah,
It's like a descendant of
Brainiac 5 or something like that, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And it's
Uh,
you can very clearly see that had Superman and Lois got on for longer, they would have done Brainiac eventually.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And
King Ryburn here with the 4.99 super chat, going towards that goal. Thank you so much. Maybe an unpopular opinion: Gotham had the best live action Alfred. I don't think that's unpopular. I would probably agree with that.
I love the other versions that we've got, but that one, I mean,
Alfred might have been one of my favorite parts of that show that really
Yeah.
kept me watching every season. Honestly,
that
it's-
one scene in
Um,
season 3, whenever him and Bruce are setting the rules.
Yeah.
Just that one scene where
You
Bruce is
will
like,
not kill.
"I will
Yeah.
not kill," and he goes,
Yeah.
"Say it again."
So
Damn.
can
I know I chose to get rid of it, but that just proves how like hard that was.
yeah,
That shows some of my favorite casting of all time. Like even if the storyline isn't good, they're like the cast for the Penguin and Riddler and Selina. I'd even say, this is my hot take, David's my favorite live action Bruce Wayne that we've got. Just because
that's interesting. Like I don't know if I would agree with that, but I think it's a sound.
I mean, we
Junior.
spent like 100 episodes with him
Right.
comparatively
Exactly
to like,
100.
a movie, so that's
So
why
wait, he was Bruce Wayne longer than anybody else in history,
pretty
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I have to point this out, Darren. I love the fact that your Superman poster in the back there is kind of flapping a little bit like a cape. I just noticed that in the background. I'm like, I love that.
All right, so before we get into the Peacemaker stuff, we're gonna watch. There's a clip here from Snoop Dogg, and this is about
God.
Disney and Lightyear.
Yeah. I
And
saw that.
we're gonna watch the clip, right? I think the clip is a couple minutes long.
okay.
I love how people are getting more upset at the opinion rather than actually what he said.
We're gonna listen to what he says, and then we're gonna go through it. And we do have a super chat, by the way, from the Debunks channel. Let's see, from Jermaine. We will read your super chat. With 3W, we know what you're gonna pick.
which one?
You're
To
gonna-
fall off? To fall
Yeah,
off?
you're gonna get rid of Penguin.
But you want to know my reasoning for it?
Go ahead. Yeah, I knew that's what it was, but go ahead, give your reason.
Because Smallville has a domino effect. If I got rid of Supergirl, Melissa wouldn't have met Chris Wood.
Oh,
so they wouldn't.
So you're thinking about her life after Supergirl, then?
I think, yeah. If I got rid
how
of
romantic
Supergirl,
of you three, Dog.
yeah,
I appreciate.
You're
that.
welcome.
The only romantic I'm going to counter with that is saying that I even have not seen those shows. I believe in Melissa Benoist that they would have greenlit Supergirl eventually, and they would have greenlit Gotham, all that, and quality over domino effect.
And Gotham, you wouldn't get Jeremy, the actor, he wouldn't have been Cal Kestis. He wouldn't have been popular enough to where he can get noticed for that.
So you're basically like fuck Colin Farrell and fuck the Penguin.
Now Penguin. The reason why I'm choosing Penguin is because if we didn't have it in 2019, we would have a more concise story in the Batman season.
So you think that this is screwing up the Batman 2 then?
Yes.
That's what you're saying. Wow.
Because of the time gap.
I mean, look, that you can make that argument. I feel like that's a solid argument, but
I'll make this argument that like the Penguin can come out. I don't mind waiting an extra year for the Batman Part 2. As much as I love the Batman Part 2, that filled up enough for me that I'm like, you know what? Let's give something else a chance at TV than just the Batman again or like another movie.
Honestly, it's funny when you look at the way that like Batman and Superman have been handled in media because just looking at what their abilities are, what they can do, you would think that somebody like Superman who has like all the expensive powers would work better in the movies, and Batman, who is a more grounded, down to earth character, would work better on TV. But it's been proving to be the opposite for a number of years, which I find pretty funny. Because Batman's done better in films, and Superman has, whatever way you want to spin it, has been kind of done better on TV.
All right, so
people just weren't. They're like, yeah, we just let that comment sit.
Yeah, we're gonna go. All right, so we're gonna look at Jermaine's super chat at the end of this clip. But we're gonna watch this clip. If it gets removed, because I don't know if these people like this podcast, if this community, this group, whatever their company is, strikes down like people using their content. Most podcasts don't, but I don't know if this one will. So if this is missing from the stream, you'll still hear our commentary, because what will happen is they will just remove anything that is audio from this clip. But trust me, you'll get the full context of everything, because I will be talking about a lot of it. Anyway.
You're just going to have people watching me like, what are these guys looking at?
Yeah, exactly. It's a Snoop Dogg interview on the It's Giving podcast. It's 2 minutes and 30 seconds long. If you don't want to watch this, though, there's lots of articles where it's just the text format. But I wanted to watch the clip because I wanted to hear everything he said instead of just the headlines and stuff.
Oh, boy.
So let's go. Let me know if the audio is okay, by the way.
I took my grandson to see
It's good.
what was the movie with Buzz Light?
I think it's called
with
Lightyear.
Kiki. And like, and she had a baby
Okay.
with a woman.
All right, I'll pause it there. Why is that weird? Can a woman not be pregnant in any other context except when she's with a guy next to her? Like, she can't be pregnant from other things, or a surrogate, or adoption, or like, there's a lot of reasons why babies would be present or a woman would be pregnant that doesn't have anything to do with whether or not she's with the woman or she's single. What difference does that make?
I guess they've never heard of IV fertilization.
Okay. Oh, Snoop. Okay.
I mean, seriously,
This
no shade about this, but Snoop is not necessarily the moral center of babies and wives. Like, let's just be clear on it. Let's just be clear.
Like what King said down there.
What did he say? Oh, all that weed fried his brain. Maybe. Anyway, yeah. So let's continue. Let's go.
Oh, I didn't come in for this. They putting it everywhere.
What up, though? It's your boy Big Snoop Deal.
They're putting it everywhere, and then we're gonna jump into him doing an ET red carpet thing. Is it like, what in the world? Oh.
Snoop catching some heat for comments he made about LGBTQ representation on the It's Giving podcast.
Right.
The rapper explaining his shock at seeing lesbian parents depicted on screen.
So keep in mind that I would ask people to name this happening more than once, and you would struggle to think about it.
Yeah.
Right? If I were to say name movies that have lesbian couples with children in them, you could probably name maybe one or two. Maybe
the only one that came to my mind right now, and again, you even barely see them in it, is in Doctor Strange 2. America's
that's true.
Yeah,
mom.
and
Yeah.
That's the only time I can think of right now. Like seeing
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, and you don't even really see them. You just see
Barely.
projections of them.
Barely.
So I mean, like, it's in everything, but you can't name more than one thing. It's just so annoying when I hear that comment because people act like it's everywhere. It's not. It's literally not everywhere.
So he's
And
not a
the-
fan of
and-
Modern Family.
And the only reason they can name that one thing is because it's being blasted all over the internet. If it
Right.
wasn't, they probably
This
wouldn't even notice
that's
it.
why this feels so performative to me, is because this is the one thing that was all over the internet. So that's why I don't even know if I believe the story. But anyway, let's continue watching the video.
Scene from the 2022 film marked Disney's first same-sex kiss.
By the way, I want to point out that characterization was in the movie, like the couple together was in the movie for less than 5 minutes of its runtime.
And that scene was like less than.
It was a
5
blink and you miss it scene. It was a blink and you miss it scene.
Yeah.
Like if I would have blinked, I would have missed the kiss. Matter of fact, I said this before when we talked about this back when the movie was out and everything, is if they were trying to do something progressive, they did the least they could do. That is such the smallest amount of work you can put in for representation. It's crazy to me because it's such a throwaway moment that you could take out of the movie and it doesn't mean anything. It is tokenization, I think, of gay relationship, because you could take it out of the movie and it would not change the overall story of the film, like the kiss itself, not the relationship, but the kiss. You could take the kiss out.
Sure.
I'm
And they did.
gonna hold my comment till the video is finished because I have an interesting take on like
Okay.
this mentality now.
Here's the thing: they did take it out.
They did.
It was out
Yes.
of the movie, and that was the controversy.
It was.
Like, oh wait, you took it out. Why did you why'd you take it out? And they were like, no, and it was, oh, it's actually back in now.
Right,
And,
yeah.
like, that was the big
Yeah,
thing.
like, oh, do you have something to hide?
Yeah. All right.
And
Like, when it's like,
oh, sorry.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
I'd argue it, maybe not the kiss itself, but I do think the romanticization of these characters are kind of the like linchpin of like Lightyear's journey through the movie. Is like he's thinking about his friends back home, and like he's seeing them fall in love and have a kid and get older, and he can't do that. And then that's kind of the crux of the movie. I'm not a big fan of this movie, but like that was actually like the one part of the movie I actually really liked.
Yeah, I mean, we could like, and at the end of this, I'll give my thoughts on that. There's stuff that we said about the movie, but you're right. Yeah, I'm not saying the relationship could be taken out, but I think the visualization of the kiss could be removed, and it wouldn't change much in terms of the story. Anyway, let's continue what they're saying.
Shock at seeing lesbian parents depicted on screen. The scene from the 2022 film marked Disney's first same-sex kiss.
Oh, my grandson in the middle of the movie, like, Papa Snoop, how she have a baby with a woman?
No way he said that.
I don't believe that. Why would a kid care about that? Why would that even be a question when you're watching Lightyear? Like, why? I just don't believe it.
And if so, teach them.
Well,
like what's
that's
wrong? Like I mean, I'll wait. Okay, I'll wait for my comment.
Yeah. Let's. It's fair enough. We're about a minute in. Let's go.
Woman. Oh, I didn't come in for this. I just came to watch the goddamn movie. Hey man, watch the movie.
And listen to the host or whatever just kind of laughing at all this in the background, like cackling. Sounds like a fucking like a witch from Agatha All Along or something.
Well, she's happy
Papa
because
Snoop,
she
how
knows
she
that
have
she
a
has a new
baby with a
viral
woman?
clip.
She a woman. Oh, I didn't come in for this. I just came to watch the goddamn movie. Hey man, watch the movie. So it's like I'm scared to go to the movies now. Like y'all throwing me in the middle.
So I want to say right now, saying you're scared to go to the movies because gay people are in a movie is the literal textbook definition of homophobia. Like,
I think he's more scared about the questions his kid might bring up because of it. And he doesn't have the answer for it.
Why?
What's the answer? Oh, because sometimes parents sometimes kids have parents that are not usually mom and dad.
Some kids basically have these outlandish questions that you just are not.
But 3Dub, with that question, would you have a problem answering that question if somebody said, "Why is it that they've got two moms?"
Because I'm I would have an answer because I'm
right, and Snoop Dogg would too because he was on a fucking lesbian show in 2004 called The L Word. So he's acting like he doesn't know anything about lesbians. He was literally on a lesbian show called The L Word in 2004.
I know.
I was trying.
I know 5-year-olds that could answer this question.
Yeah, 3Dub. I wasn't saying that to be angry at you. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. I'm talking about him. I understand your point, but the whole thing is He is a old ass man. He understands what it's like for two people to be in a relationship together, and you can answer that question without being too specific. If his grandson said, "Why do the two women have a baby?" Which, by the way, why would they ask that question? But even if they did ask that question, you could say that's the mommies or whatever, or that's their parents, or however you want to put it. You can answer that question in a way that makes sense without it getting explicit about, well, this is what they do in the bedroom together. Like that, you don't have to answer that question. You know what I mean? That's not what the kid is asking. Furthermore, how is it that a 7-year-old would understand biologically how a man and a woman have a baby to the point where they would wonder how two women have children?
Right. If they know enough to ask questions about that, then why don't they know the extent of what they're asking?
Exactly. Like, do they know the details of how men and women actually conceive children? If so, why? Why does a 7-year-old know that?
Yeah.
I didn't know they brought sex ed classes to the second grade now.
It's so interesting because I really do think more schools need a little bit more education about the LGBT community. I think it's important for people to know just basic shit. I'm not saying you have to go into a basic shit. Like, at least by the time you get to middle school, like, it needs to be done. Like, I remember watching a show with my mom when I was really, really young, and it being on TV that, like, there's a man that was in love with another man, and I remember sitting there being very confused. I was like,
right,
why is that like I was so confused because that was not like talked about in my household whatsoever. I saw no representation of that, period. And I'd argue that this allows parents' job a little easier. So now you necessarily don't have to have the conversation because it's what Pixar is doing it for you. And
there's a possible negative side to that, though, is that they'll form their opinions from just what they see there instead of actually having the talks.
But they do that already with heterosexual relationships, Jake.
That's the problem with a lot of this generation. And I'm not trying to sound serious.
No, I'm not saying this is you, but I'm saying, like, we cannot be like, don't show lesbians because they might think of that as a relationship thing when we do that with straight couples every fucking movie and TV show we watch.
It's so weird that, like, people can have this reaction to a little peck on the lips, and then you have like a Lion King when they're basically boning on screen. It's like, you were okay with two animals fucking on screen, but not a little peck on the lips.
Hell,
I mean,
the hypocrisy.
Your kid went to the fucking Sausage Party movie where the
well, we're not okay. We're gonna move on from Sausage Party. We're not even going there. Let's move on.
I'm just saying there are other extremities that people want to ignore.
By the way, season 2 of Sausage Party got approved on Prime, so if you want to go watch more of Sausage Party, season 2 is out there. So
no thanks.
Here we go.
I didn't come in for this. Just came and watched the goddamn movie. Hey man, watch the movie. So it's like I'm scared to go to the movies now. Like, y'all throwing me in the middle. I don't have an answer for it.
The moment was almost axed from the theatrical cut.
Right.
Pixar employees protested and got it reinstated.
It threw me for a loop. These are kids that we have to show that at this age.
So were there not straight couples kissing in other Disney films?
Yeah.
Like, if you're going to be against this, you need to be against it across the board.
Yeah.
Tarzan, Hercules, Aladdin, fucking throw a rock. Anyways,
any one of those movies. Let's finish. Go ahead, Jake. Go ahead.
I would say Beauty and the Beast is another one.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you hold this standard, it needs to be consistent.
Yep.
Because once it's no longer consistent, it becomes bigotry.
Well, you see, Eric, that doesn't fit the narrative that they want to spin.
That's true.
Like
that part.
They're going to ask questions.
Yeah.
Good.
Just like any kid that asks questions about anything at all. Like, I'm not going to take my kids to see this movie because there might be violence in it, and they're going to ask questions about violence. No. Kids ask questions about everything.
Yes.
Hell, there were more understandable and there were more biologically based questions, understandably so, after watching a movie like Finding Nemo, where it's like, wait, how did two fish do this?
That? Yeah.
It's like, wait, like, how did two fish make this versus this? It's like, that's not.
And the other thing is, like, we talk about, like, taking this kind of stuff out of films. Like, if you were to talk about romance altogether, look at a movie like K-pop Demon Hunters, right? That movie has a lot of, like, allegories about, like, how hot the girls are, how hot the guys are. These are the conversations they have. Yeah. Why is that okay?
Yeah.
But this scene, this harmless scene in the movie is so bad that we have to make a big deal about it on a podcast. Which, by the way, I want to point out the irony in talking shit about a queer couple of color. And the name of the podcast is It's Giving, which is slang from queer black people back in the 80s and 90s. So literally it's appropriated slang. I'm guessing this podcast is not a queer podcast. It's appropriated slang from the black queer community in the 80s and 90s. And you've called your podcast this because that terminology has been changed in popular culture. And then Snoop Dogg is on here talking negatively about queer people on a podcast that appropriated the term It's Giving.
Yep.
Just unpack all of that for a second.
I want to, because I've seen so many people defend not what he's saying, but like, oh, you know, he's older and he doesn't know. But I don't think we can let that slide anymore. I don't think.
Well, we can't, Darren, because guess what? He supported gay marriage in 2013. He was on a show with lesbians. He supported Frank Ocean when he came out.
Better.
He said a lot of positive things about the gay community. So this is such a weird change of opinion from someone that a decade ago was like, I think everybody should live and let live. And I support everyone or whatever. Like, that's the opinion. Like, honestly, if you're a celebrity in 2025, I guess they want you to just say negative stuff about marginalized people and people are going to do that because it makes no sense otherwise.
I mean, I think so many people, especially people in the industry who has a platform, it's probably easy to go with the crowd. It was probably easy to go into the crowd when it was the popular thing. It's like, oh yeah, gay marriage, yeah, of course.
That's what I'm saying. But that's why when people talk about celebrities having these positions or whatever, if the positions aren't consistent over a specific amount of time, you cannot listen to what. Okay, all right, Jake, enough. I know what you're thinking, but anyway, let's finish the clip.
They are going to ask. I don't have an answer.
What'd you tell them?
Watch the movie. It's just popcorn.
Shh. Snoop.
Oh, so it was easy to just bypass the question then. It was easy. Just eat your popcorn and enjoy the movie.
The scene.
See how simple that was?
The scene went on for less time than it took the question to form.
Yeah, that's the whole clip. The rest of this is EW, so we're not going to watch the rest of this. But, so that's the whole context of everything. I want to get everybody's thoughts, but let me read the super chat first. We have one from Jermaine. He's been waiting patiently if he's still in the chat. Thank you so much, Jermaine, for this $5 super chat. I like Snoop still, but he probably has a pay me to say sign on his ass. Bro stands for nothing in his old age. And I would say when you change your opinion so drastically in a short amount of time, it makes it hard for me. And I agree with this. Standing for nothing. If you don't have an opinion that you can stand on and it just flip-flops with whatever the safest thing to say is, then it makes it very hard for me to take you seriously as someone who has any sort of opinion about anything. Pick something and be consistent with it. I'm not saying you can't change your mind, but when it's an irrational thing like what he just said, after you were literally on a show with lesbians, you literally supported gay marriage, and now all of a sudden you're worried about answering a question on why somebody has two moms.
Yeah. I think you should take pride in the learning experience. I think, you know, I can understand maybe wanting to talk to the parents first and blah blah blah. Like, I know there is that aspect of it, but
hold on. One second.
Yeah.
I'm actually a grandparent. But thank you for trying to diminish my opinion because I don't actually have a child according to you. So anyway, I just want to put that out there. I am a parent. I have kids. I have grandkids.
Yeah.
What were you saying, Darren? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's fine. And I think that's also just not to pivot, but that's also weird. Why would you have being a parent have anything to do with this conversation? That right. Feels like a weird hoop to jump through. But all right.
Yeah.
I don't remember what I was saying, but yeah.
By the way, Ronan, you said you wanted to wait till it's done, so that's pretty much the entire context. So, like you said, you wanted to say something, so the floor is yours.
Listen, sadly, a lot of people, I see this with everybody, but because I'm seeing a person right now who is an idol of mine, who is an LA native, LA idol of mine, say stuff like this, it just reminds me that even in people of color's community, and mostly it's on the boomers and the boomers children's generation, that they still have some time to learn about accepting where we've come as a species, and whether they choose to expand and grow with the species or lay back and stick it that way. And it's weird because I've experienced this with some relatives who are not against the LGBTQ plus community. It just is not their thing.
Right.
And I get that, but there's ways of going about it that doesn't make you come off as, like it's either a burden or something like that you have to carry with, and like, listen, you're there to watch a cartoon movie. You're there to watch a movie or not. Something like as harmless as that shows up. Your grandchild has a question. First, if the grandchild has a question like that, by his age, I would think he would have an experience with his life experience that he can easily answer that. But also, and again, this might even come off very like arrogant. I'm like, okay, first of all, we don't talk during the movie. Let's watch the movie, and then be like, okay,
that's the issue here.
That's the issue, right? Why are we talking during a movie? Yeah,
louder for the people in the back, please.
And be like, okay, I'll let you know. I'll tell you afterwards. And you don't have to tell them the full details. Just be like, sometimes a man and a man or a woman and a woman like each other, and they want to form a family.
Yeah.
And there's different ways of going about it, but that is possible. If you don't want to go into the details of where that goes, that's fine. To be like when you get older, I'll explain it to you easily, and that gives you plenty enough time to
figure out how
inhale and exhale something as simple as form. Like, there is stuff as like sperm donation. There is stuff like adoption. There is stuff like that. Okay, not every child or every family has to go through the process of a penis and a vagina going through that way. There are breaking news, folks, for 2025. There are alternatives.
And
I know there might be a new thing.
You just put your hand on an easy answer right there. You think they would know what adoption is?
And I look at it now, and it's like you can answer that quickly. And if you don't want to go into detail, be like, later on, I'll teach you. Guess what? And also gives that opportunity as a grand. And again, for anybody who's watching it, I don't have children, but I have this perspective, and there's a reason why I'm in my late 20s. I've thought about, I want to be a dad one day, but also I know I'm not ready for that, and I know that okay, I have enough experience and information to more or less answer stuff like that. I don't have a kid, and I could answer that easily. I'm not even a grandpa, and I can answer that easily. But I look at
I want to point this out. I'm not okay. I want to make this clear. I don't think someone has to be a parent to have an opinion about this. I believe that everyone can have an opinion, but I think trying to say someone can't, which is what the chat was doing, saying that I could not have an opinion because I'm not a parent, even though I am. You should not do that, because we live in a world where children are parts of everybody's lives. You can be an uncle, you can be a cousin, you can have nieces, nephews, and whatever, brothers, sisters. Everybody knows what it's like to be part of a family where you might have to answer questions. So I think that's a little misleading to say that.
Imagine what the teachers have to do.
Yeah, and I look at it now, and that it was not only was just that perspective a little like disappointing to see, but it's also the thing of it's everywhere. I can't escape it. I just here to watch a movie. I'm like, okay, you can enjoy the movie, but something is that simple, you can answer that easily. I mean, I don't know how many times I asked that when I watched Tarzan for the first time or Hercules, and my parents had no issue of saying they just like each other, but they didn't tell me, they went backstage and they fucking fucked giants.
That's my point, bro. That's my point.
You don't have to go into that.
They were telling it to you in The Incredibles 20 years ago. You married Elastigirl and got
let me also put this in perspective for everybody. I am a old ass man, right, who grew up in an era where there were no queer representation in movies and TV shows and stuff like that, and gay people still existed.
Yeah.
Yep.
So pretending that watching it on TV is magically going to make someone turn one way or another is just ridiculous. People existed before when there was absolutely nothing like that on anything. No TV shows, no movies, no nothing.
Yeah.
I'll blow your mind right now. When I first discovered Queen, when I first discovered David Bowie, when I first discovered Elton John, I can go on further one out, but like those are my three, like some of my three favorite artists and bands of all time.
Yeah.
It wasn't until later on that I found out, oh, okay, some of them were either bisexual or homosexual. And when I guess what happened when I found that out, I was like, huh, okay, and I pumped up the volume even louder.
Right.
I was like, okay, I still love that song.
And
You want to hear a sad example? You want to hear a sad example? So this is a person that people have loved for decades. Ronan knows where I'm about to go with this. Ronan knows where I'm about to go.
Yeah.
They loved this person for what they did. And then after this person was gone and it was revealed about their preferences.
Oh, you're talking about Kevin Conroy.
Yes. Then people decided they wanted to turn around and flip their opinions on Kevin Conroy.
Right.
That's
No, I remember that.
sad.
Yeah.
And again, I think people, I want to make it clear that like, this is just my point of view. I feel that's disappointing to hear him think that way and talk that way. I'm not wishing ill will, but let's just say this. I would have hoped by now he would have been ahead of the curve in terms of speaking like that or thinking that way. I would have hoped that someone like him who's been through a lot has different perspective than a lot of people would be, you know what? There's a simple way to answer that without having to go too much detail and tell it to a kid, and also make them aware that image, that vibe, that magic exists in our world, and don't run away from it. You don't have to lean into it all the way, but just like something as like knowing that it exists and that it's not the end of the world. It's the least harmless thing you could do. It's something that is simple. And again, I always tell folks like that I'm like, I see members of the LGBTQ plus community all the time, every day. And they don't bother me. I don't bother them. I say hello. They say hello back.
Yeah,
and
that's what I'm saying.
It's still existing.
Nobody's asking people to go to pride parades and fucking dress and drag. Like that's not what's happening. It's just people existing in the world with you, and that's it, right? I mean, that's pretty much what it is.
You could have said the simplest.
Like something that one of my old professors used to say in college. He goes, "It doesn't matter to you till it's right in your backyard." People don't want to make a big deal about it until it affects them directly, which. I don't know why so many people are making a big deal about this directly when, he said something stupid, but all these people that are, losing their minds over it, and like we're criticizing it, but we're not, flying off the handle saying, oh, this guy is condemned or whatnot, or acting like it's affecting them directly, that it's right there in their backyard.
Are you serious? Is this a serious comment? No, I'm not trying to like
he was
be negative or whatever, but he was.
Very open.
And I wish, if he would have been okay with sharing that, I wish I'd have known early on, just to let him know.
Yeah.
That's fine by me. Guess what? You're still the Batman that you are. You're still my Batman. I wish I would have been there to at least tell him that like you have one more ally in your life.
He wrote a book on it, so it was public knowledge.
And again, like I also like to folks that like seeing that clip. Am I angry? Am I flipping the table? Am I doing that? Am I calling the police on it? No. I'm just, that disappoints me.
It's more disappointing than it is anger. Yeah.
And guess what, y'all? Tomorrow I gotta get up, pay the bills, and let out a fart.
The world still keeps spinning.
Well, the thing about it is, though, that unfortunately that clip is going to inspire so many videos on YouTube that are going to go on for like weeks and weeks and weeks. So that's why I hate stuff like that. Like, it doesn't bother me directly. Like, I'm like, okay, whatever. But it's the other stuff that's going to come because of that clip and the amount of people that are talking about it. I've seen articles on Variety, Hollywood Reporter, Deadline, Screen Rant, and then all those that sparked videos on YouTube. And I've had people ask about it. It was dropped into the Nerdcast discussion part of Discord, which, by the way, good segue there. If you want to submit topics, join the Discord. The link is in the top of the chat. It's pinned. Join the Discord. You can also submit topics into the Nerdcast category.
Eric, you know what's ironic, Eric? That seeing that clip, if I ever get lucky enough to be grandpa, I'd be like, whew, okay, I'm not going to do that.
Right. 3 Dub, what you saying?
I kind of made up my mind when thinking about if I had a kid, if he asked me questions, I have the ultimate answer, like to any question that he may come up with, or her. I'll be like, ask your mother.
Passing the buck. Okay. So we're going to answer the Staggervore super chat. By the way, Staggervore, thank you for the other 99-cent super chats. And guys, we are right now, because we went with a smaller goal tonight. We're doing 5 in each one. We're 3 out of 5 on Reloaded. We need 2 more teal to get there. And these are the actual topics we have tonight. So top 5, I had all these suggested already, so we're going to use the ones that I had suggested earlier. Top 5 80s cartoon films.
Cartoon films?
Yeah, in the 80s. Top 5 90s movies actors or actresses. So your top 5 favorite.
80s or
90s.
90s.
How do you specify that though?
Just whoever you liked and they made movies.
Their
in
work
the
in the 90s.
Yeah, they did work in the 90s.
Okay.
It doesn't matter who they are. If they made a movie in the 90s, you can count them.
These are the list that we're doing for tonight.
So
No. This is the
King,
bullshit.
Are we gonna,
Right. 80s cartoon movies basically is one option. Okay. This is what people are picking on if we hit the goal tonight, which you need 2 more super chats. 90s movie actors, top 5 action movies of all time. So
I can do the last 2. Yeah.
Any action movies, and top 5 comic book storylines.
Oh,
I've tried this one before and it didn't win, so we're trying it again.
Come on, y'all. Believe in comic books.
Yeah. So go ahead and vote, you guys, in the on the reloaded chat if you would like to. We got 26 votes. All we need is 2 more teal super chats. So check when you're donating if we get the teal ones. And if we're over the debunks channel, we are now, where are we at on super chats over there? We're 1 out of 5. If we get the goal over here on the debunks channel, I will do a reaction stream next week with some of the videos that you guys are into. So we'll do that. All right. Let's go over here. Staggervore with the 199 super chat. Thank you so much, Staggervore. I feel like you were contributing in small amounts that is adding. I wish they could count it like towards the goal with a smaller super chat so that it added up. Anyway, because I can't determine that. They do it by color and not by dollar value. The Simpsons has more adult material than whatever was seen on Lightyear, and many people consider it a family-friendly program, even though it's not. You know what? It's funny you mentioned that. I never thought The Simpsons was family-friendly, but I guess you're right.
Yeah.
I was forbidden from watching The Simpsons.
Doesn't it air during?
Not a lot.
Doesn't it air during prime time, like family hour, like around 8?
Technically,
so
yeah.
Though I can't get into it because it's like 23 seasons.
It's a lot of background noise for you if you want to, but I never thought of it as family TV, but I guess it is.
I would fall asleep. I'm not even joking. Like, when I was growing up, I would fall asleep to Simpsons and Family Guy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Well,
yeah.
South Park was the one show I wasn't allowed to watch.
And sometimes, I'll admit, sometimes even as somebody that's just turned 30, sometimes I still do.
Mm-hmm. All right, so what we're going to do now is has everybody watched Peacemaker? I know I asked earlier, but has everybody watched it? Well, I know Jake doesn't really care about Peacemaker. So
I don't care about spoilers.
Yeah, okay. All right, so...
Yeah, I'm one out. Oh, Ronan, I like that shirt.
So, all right, let's... this is going to be spoiler chat for people.
Hell,
it's been almost 5 days since Peacemaker came out, so I feel like it's fair to talk spoilers. So if you haven't watched Peacemaker in the chat, just know we're going to be diving into that now before we dive into our next topics. So first and foremost, I loved the first episode of Peacemaker Season 2. They wasted no time explaining the DCEU. We talked about that a little bit last week with the inclusion of an alternate ending scene from the end of Season 1 that shows that they retconned it out of existence.
Yep.
King Ryburn says, give me that Funko Pop. So they retconned it out of existence, which means that we don't have to worry about it. We know now that it's just in the DCU.
Rip the Band-Aid.
And they handled it in probably the easiest way possible, right? Reed might peace out for now. Okay, come back in about 20 minutes or 20 to 30 minutes. We'll be done by then. Yeah. Yeah. Because we are going to look at a tweet. So if you tune back in and you have us muted and we still have the tweet on the screen at that point, we're still talking about it. Anyway, so they go through the trouble of like retconning it, and James Gunn even said he would retcon more if he had the money in Season 1 to make it more cohesive. He said he would
do the Lucasfilm thing, which I'm like, James, come on, stop it.
So going into the season now, all we need to know is they're going to tell us a dimension story, like a multi-dimensional storyline that isn't required to explain the DCU. So the good thing about that is we were worried. Remember, we talked about this. How would children who like Superman, what if they couldn't watch Peacemaker and they wouldn't understand how any of that connects together? Well, the good news is they don't have to.
And they shouldn't, to be quite frank. No kid should be watching this. Again,
I agree.
like I said, unless you have a cool uncle who knows how to be like, okay, you can watch this, but don't start doing this shit.
I actually think you could edit it yourself and take out a lot of the stuff if you wanted to. You know what I mean?
Or it's like, don't tell your mom I let you watch this.
Yeah, and again, I told you guys that like the whole notion of trying to like get people to watch Superman before Peacemaker. You don't have to watch Superman beforehand to get into the show. That's what's cool about this show as well. It's like you don't have to watch it. They mention stuff, and that's enough to tell you how pivotal and how profound Superman is for the DCU. But if you want to watch this first and then get to Superman, that's cool as well. I think.
Hold on here for a second. Where is it at? I'm getting the tweet ready because we're gonna have to talk about it. We got 2 tweets we're gonna look at.
I missed the cast. I forgot how much I really dug this cast in season 1.
Yeah,
100%. Man, oh man.
I'm just now like I think I knew this before, but now I'm like re-remembering. I'm like, oh yeah, that Dick Keeper from Harry Potter is fucking vigilante in this show. I don't know, the guy in like the 6th movie who was like the Dick Quidditch player that got cursed.
Freddie Stroma?
Yeah,
he's in Bridgerton too.
He's in Harry Potter? What?
Yeah, he's in 2 Harry Potter movies actually.
What?
Yeah.
All right,
I
so
can't remember his name. I can see his face. I just can't remember his name.
Devil
Oh my God. God.
All right, so
That's gonna bother me.
I don't want to recap the whole thing, so let's just kind of cover the big things that happen in the episode that we sort of could talk about. First and foremost, the concept of that dimensional pocket dimension thing, that the folding dimension that his father had that we found in season 1, connects directly to this weird room where James said is 100 doors to 100 different pocket dimensions or other dimensions that are like the one that we have, but slightly different. There's an alien creature that lives in one of them that we don't know a lot about. He hasn't said anything yet in the episode, so we don't know a lot about him, but I love the fact that he pisses off Peacemaker because that's funny, because he won't talk to him.
You want to say hi back?
Yeah. And White Rabbit, by the way, like that was... People were like, there's no way James Gunn is going to do a sexy character like White Rabbit correctly. They're going to fuck it up or whatever.
Have you seen fucking the Suicide Squad? Have you seen Superman?
Yeah.
I mean, and again, I'm watching and seeing respectively, but Michaela Hoover is one of the most beautiful people in the world, and she is a goddess in each frame and each of those projects went out. So like he's never been a star. And
I hope she's more than a cameo,
Yeah,
Bird. I hope it's more than a cameo. I'd like to see her come back again.
And it's like,
And
guys,
again-
have you watched Super? I mean, come on.
Yeah, which I just saw. I recently watched them. And and again, like even season 1, Jennifer Holland is, she said it. She's not afraid. She's not intimidated by doing, intimate scenes or by showing parts of her body and whatnot. And like, it's like this is not out of the realm of possibility. And I, as long as there's balance, I say kudos, man. And shout out to that actress. Shout out to Brie. I forgot her. Hold on.
Find out her name. Yeah. No, she killed it in the role. She looked great. It was funny. I hope to see more of her because I would love to see some additional context because they make a joke about what Maxwell Lord says about her in the room where Peacemaker is auditioning to become part of the Justice Gang, which I thought was hilarious.
Bray Noel. Shout out to her.
So what we see in this first episode is that Chris, aka Peacemaker, wants to be a hero now. He wants to actually do heroic stuff. He's still dealing with all the bad shit he's done in his life, but he wants to be a hero. We're not talking about like just for the glory of it. Like he genuinely wants to be a good guy.
Wants to do good.
Yeah. And so that's what we're dealing with this season. And it's really important because when he has an opportunity, when Eagly shows him there's another door with all these Peacemaker helmets on it and he walks through, when he has an opportunity to do that, he gets to see a world where he is a hero. He's part of a trio with his brother that he killed accidentally, with his dad who he actually had to take out in season 1 because he was like this raging racist piece of shit guy. So all of that happened in season 1. Now he goes in this world where they are like a hero trio. I think it's called the was it trio? What is it?
Terrible trio? Kidding.
No, Top Trio.
The Top
that's what it
Trio,
is.
which
Yeah.
I heard, from what I heard, it's new stuff from. It's not based on the comics. Although there's stuff from this episode, especially in that dimension, that is from the comic, and there's stuff that's not from the comics.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I would love to see more of that. We'll see where it's going to go, because now we find out that his dad, I don't think is racist in this world. I think he's just a regular old guy that's just having a good time. His brother seems to be a really good guy, and he also seemed to be just a regular good guy. Like, yeah, I know using the air quotes there, and we don't know for sure, but from what we can tell, they seem to be much better versions of the versions in the world that Chris is from.
I think that's going to be the big, or like one of the big twists of the season. I think they are good for their world, but I think we're in like a Nazi world or something, where like everyone is like a raging racist. And
you think so?
I think that they are still terrible, but they're viewed as heroes because everyone.
Okay, that might be that would be an interesting.
It'd be funny if they got inspired by Earth-X for that.
Oh gosh, maybe.
It's like that like whole template where it's like, oh, the grass is greener on the other side. Oh no, the grass is rotting. It's actually terrible here. We have got to get
that's a cautionary tale they could definitely do for sure. Yeah. But he gets the opportunity to sort of like feel love from his brother, obviously, who's not around on his Earth, and his dad, who's no longer around, who was a piece of shit and treated him like shit back then. So it's mystified him, right? So while he's doing all this, we're just going to go straight through this storyline because I just want to get it all cleared out. The other Peacemaker finds him because he was supposed to be at Bloodhaven. They mentioned that a couple times in the episode.
I was just like,
yeah, I know. I was like, okay. So he's supposed to be working at Bloodhaven, but he's there at the house. But Peacemaker comes home early and finds him in his room, the same bedroom at the house, and chases him into the pocket dimension or the folding dimension. And both the Peacemakers fight. By the way, the Peacemaker from whatever, I don't forget what the Earth number is. I think they gave a designation on it, but I don't remember. Peacemaker 2, basically, is fighting him, and you can tell that he's a much better trained Peacemaker in terms of like what he has access to. However, Chris, Peacemaker, the one we know, is a dirtier fighter. So when they get an opportunity to do something, he's like, oh, look, in the ceiling, there's this spiky thing hanging down. If I hit this button, he'll fly up into it, and it'll just kill him. So he does it. And he ends up killing his doppelganger.
Personally, I don't think he was planning on killing him. He just wanted him out of it, and he thought, okay, the jetpack is there. He didn't expect. At that point,
maybe, yeah, you might be right.
You know, if I could just expand on that a little bit, like I think that's such a good little piece of detail where that Peacemaker, he has more equipment. He's used to using the helmets a lot more because he's probably using it his whole life. But I think our Chris is the better fighter because he's had to be.
Maybe
he hasn't had someone there being like, all right, you do this, you do this.
So you think that the other Peacemaker maybe relies on tech heavily, and that's what it was. Yeah. So yeah, and I didn't think about this, but this might actually be a thing. The usage of imp coming off as dimensional bigots, what if that is a thing? What if that's really a thing?
He's been teasing for the longest of like he is a Batmite fan. Now more than ever, I can actually see them one day pulling the trigger and be like, "All right, Mr. Mix-Up, like let's."
I was about to say I wouldn't put it past him to throw a Nixie in there either.
Yeah.
I don't think he's setting up stuff to do with just mentioning the imps and whatnot. I don't think he's doing that, but seeing how cuckoo he can go with this stuff, and not even just saying cuckoo is the wrong word, but just how nerdy he can go, and just like, all right, let's just make it real. Let's just see what happens. I love that swing. I love that. But also saying all this stuff, I don't know how you feel, Eric. I kept saying it throughout all my reviews. It's just like the first episode, even if it's a dimensional stuff, even if it's all this stuff, it's like it's drawn out of character stuff first, and then the plot. It's not plot first, and then character.
And we see that a lot. The one character who really gets a lot of that is Harcourt.
Yes,
like Harcourt is probably the most well characterized character in this episode, next to Peacemaker Chris. Honestly, so basically, now that the Peacemaker 2 is dead, though, he's going to have to be Peacemaker for both worlds. That's what we're going to see. We're going to see him double timing being Peacemaker. Like he's going to be spending time in both worlds. I think that's what we're going to see. So there's that. I think everybody in the episode was good, but Harcourt definitely got the next like the next biggest amount of content in the episode, which I think makes sense because they're setting up the idea that she doesn't know what to do with her life without being an assassin, or not technically assassin, but working for like a crazy organization that just goes around and does like good things evilly, I guess is the best way to put it.
I think she was my personal favorite character in the episode. I think she gave the best performance of the episode. Me and Ronan talked about this earlier during the week, but like that scene, like in her therapy session, them like interviewing her, the starting off really angry and really like
great lines, great dialogue,
and then it's like, what the fuck am I supposed to do now?
Right.
What am I supposed like that? That's the stuff why I love Peacemaker.
Yeah.
Is it a bit too silly sometimes? Yes. Is it a bit too out there sometimes? Yes. But it's how they transition out of it that's always so jarring. I'm like, oh my god, this is deep. This is really deep stuff, and what they do with her like at the bar and what she brings out of that. It was like, oh, you meant to do that. That was like that stuff. I think is. Not to say more interesting than Chris, because I think what they're doing with Chris is also equally as interesting.
Yeah.
I think that was my favorite stuff.
I mean, everybody else is getting stuff set up, but I felt like the first episode was definitely like 50-50 Chris and Harcourt. I think that's really what it was.
And then it's everyone else. Yeah.
Yeah.
John, then Leota, and then...
I'm a little nervous about like some of the side characters, like Vigilante, because like his contributing factor was like owl stuff, owl facts. It's like, okay, that's cool.
Hopefully there's more there. Yeah. All right, so the one thing I want to talk about before we get to the controversial stuff. Wait, hold on. Who said something? Jake, was that you?
I was gonna say Adrian Chase is a mentally fucked up character in the comics. Like very, very dark backgrounds, and that's one thing that I personally didn't like about season 1.
Tony's
the way they handled that character.
Says, was Harcourt this angry when she was working for Waller in the Suicide Squad? Or
no.
I don't think
season 1, no. She was more like just. I'm not gonna say the word stuck up. It was just she was just more like, hey, business. Let's just get this mission done and be out of it. And then the 11th Street kids, brought a little bit of her humanity back and like open to being friends and whatnot. It's just that like
it opened the Watergate. Yeah.
I actually think also saving the world and then getting blacklisted from everything is really fucked up, which is kind of where they all are.
Great for drama, but it's fucked up.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about the controversial stuff, and then we're going to pull up a couple tweets. So,
talk to me.
All right. So we talked about this a little bit, and I will agree with some of the controversy, but not for the same reasons.
Okay.
So the controversy is that this show is extremely TVMA. Matter of fact, in this episode, there's an entire orgy going on at the beginning of the episode where you get full frontal nudity of everything and everyone for a good 3 to 4 minutes of the episode.
I have a take on this.
It's almost like the first season had that same rating.
Yes.
Boogie Nights. Nights.
So they were doing all this at the beginning of the episode, and outside of that, the show is extremely violent. It's always been violent, but these are things that have never been hidden. The show was always rated TVMA. It's never been touted as a family show.
Nope.
And I don't think James Gunn even said it was a family show. The only thing that he's ever said was he wanted Superman to come out early enough so that people who are watching Peacemaker season 2 that watch season 1 could have a chance to watch Superman if they did not get to see Superman, which, by the way, shout out, Superman is breaking 600 million. I think it might have already broken 600 million already. Certified really, really good numbers for a movie on the back of a complete failed universe, right? Anyway, so he wanted to give people a chance to do that. And he never said, I want you to get the family together and watch Peacemaker. That was never his thing. He's just like, I want to get it out so people would have a chance to watch it. So the first tweet we're going to look at is from a channel called Nerdrotics. Okay.
Who?
Yeah, you already know what's coming here.
No.
And he goes, gather the kids, which, by the way, already bad faith because James Gunn never said that. That was never something that he said. James Gunn made Superman available for digital rental so you can watch it before Peacemaker. Yes, never said gather the kids. He said that he was making it available on digital, but there's probably other factors at play here. See all your favorite DC characters like Green Lantern, Hawkgirl, and Max Lord. I don't know if that's anybody's favorite DC character. Right. Along with Peacemaker, who participates in a cocaine-fueled, full-frontal bisexual orgy. Okay. So this is so bad faith because this was never framed as a kid's show, and James Gunn never said, I'm putting this out so kids can watch it. That was never, ever any of the conversation that was had. Furthermore, if you are a parent that didn't watch season 1 of Peacemaker, and you're just going to let your kids sit down in front of a TV MA show without checking what it is first, that's not their fault. That is your fault.
Yeah, I want to make sure that people watch this. That I'm like, we live in a big part of this age where like parenting has become so. And I'm not saying every single parent in the goddamn world is this way, but like I said, there's a lot of people who feel that it's not the responsibility of a parent to parent,
right,
and do their homework, at least at the microscopic level. I'm like, oh, it's a superhero show. Oh, okay, it's a TV show. And it's on HBO.
Yeah.
Right.
Known for its mature television shows.
Yeah.
Let's look at the rating.
Right. It's the same conversation when you go 10 years back where all these kids were like, oh, what's this superhero movie coming out about a guy in a red costume, Deadpool? Oh, my kids love superheroes. Let's go see
No, it's
this.
the same energy. That's the same energy.
Same
Yeah.
thing.
With Logan, yeah.
Logan put out. I'll never forget. They put out a wallpaper or like a banner saying, this movie is not for kids.
Let's pause for a second, quickly. Pause on Peacemaker. I rewatched Logan, and I enjoyed it. I thought it was a really fucking good movie. So I sat down.
Character growth.
I sat down and I was like, let me watch this again. I was like, you know what? I actually had a good time watching the movie. So it changed my mind about it. I sat down, I enjoyed it. So there we go.
Jake, do you
What's
believe in
funny?
miracles?
Sorry.
Jake, do you believe in miracles? Sorry.
Oh, yeah, man.
What's funny about this argument to me is that like they're using the wrong like notes to make this point, right?
Mhm.
Because like this whole thing is like, yeah, they're these characters in the show. It's like clearly an adult show. Now, if they were to say, well, Peacemaker wasn't Superman, so then my kids thought they could watch Peacemaker, then I could be like, okay, fair enough. You're still wrong, but like I'm understanding the connective tissues here. Just being like, oh, like they're advertising this as a kid show. I was like, no, they're not. No piece of the marketing
They
ever.
put an R-rated trailer out.
I can just imagine someone using
A Red Band trailer, yeah.
My bad. Yeah,
I can just imagine someone using that same logic to go back and be like, oh wait, well, Daredevil appeared in this Spider-Man movie, so they can go watch Daredevil. That's for kids, right?
Yeah.
I can imagine someone trying to pull that same thing, which granted, Daredevil is not as out there as a show like Peacemaker is.
Right.
Which
I don't
think something considering Daredevil's rating, but it's
when the guy
it's still-
headbutted himself into the pike in season 1, man. Holy shit.
I mean, it's just like this is one of those things where it is definitely reaching. Like they hate James Gunn and they hate popular stuff, so they're trying to find a way to frame it badly. And now let's jump over to another tweet here.
Well, it's not even popular stuff. They hate popular stuff being shown in a positive light.
Yeah.
Right. Actually, let me go here. There's another one first.
Oh,
we look
yeah.
at the second
Eric, not you, Eric, that Eric
Yeah.
in chat. Good point. Wait till they see Punisher and Spider-Man.
one. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be fun. All the kids being like, "Oh, here's a show about him. Let me watch it."
Yeah. And then it's funny. You see that like 2 weeks later scene, and the kid is just vacant.
Wow. There's more tweets here from this person than I thought.
That does not
Is it-
surprise me.
Is it Aaron?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I had
Guys.
one, but there's like a bunch of them. Okay, let's just
I'm already having enough of an aneurysm reading this one. Do we got to go through all these?
we're not going to go we're not going to go through all of them. We're going to go through this one here. Okay.
Hey.
So let me just say this. He's done about at least 15 tweets about this trying to justify his really bad takes, right? He's called James Gunn a sexual predator, accused him of doing stuff with children, all this, just tons and tons and tons of stuff, right? And he said that if you disagree with him, let's read the tweet here. Anybody trying to defend what James Gunn did in Peacemaker Season 2 will immediately be blocked here and banned on YouTube. I will never see eye to eye with people who think it's okay. It's not. Now, this is after like unhinged crash out tweets for like several days where he's just been really mad about the fact that the show is a mature show, which
Weird.
Cry more.
makes no sense to me.
I don't know who this person
like,
is.
I saw this tweet and I was on a rampage. I was like, okay, did something come out? Was there a racist on set? Did he say something? Like, I was going through and I was like, what, it's about the orgy? Who gives a fuck? Like, I was
Right.
so... enamored. I was like, this can't be it. There has to be something else. No,
That's all it was.
That's it.
Yeah.
Darren, you were looking for some sense of logic from the guy. That's your first mistake.
And I don't, you can go through these tweets first, but I have.
Yeah.
Okay, I have an opinion on the scene itself. Once you're done with it.
Right. Okay. Well, this is the last one. We're not going to read anymore because he's
Darren's like, I have an in-depth analysis.
He's one or two one, two, or three flew over the cuckoo's nest with this guy. By the way, he's had a hate boner with James Gunn ever since James Gunn and him had a back and forth like 2 years ago. So I'm not too surprised.
You think he's the one that told that one guy to square up on James Gunn at Comic-Con?
Maybe. But he goes, James Gunn had a cameo of Peacemaker, knowing kids would see it and lure, like, this is crazy, lure them to watch Peacemaker season 2. It's not about a connected universe. What are you doing? Which, by the way, he's made it very clear that not everything is connected like it is in Marvel, that these are all sort of like Star Wars connected, which means very loosely connected. He goes, it's one movie in, he goes, it's time to fire James Gunn and make DC great again. It can't happen with all the sexual deviancy being shown in these projects, right? The two of them that have come out since James Gunn has taken over, right? The two connected to the DCU.
Yeah.
I guess you can count Creature Commandos, but there's, but live action too. It is just destroying the DC brand. So anyway, this is unhinged crash out behavior, by the way.
Wait, what, Darren?
Say what you want about James Gunn. Like, you can like him or dislike him. That's fine. But like saying making the like DC brand great, all of his superhero projects have been 88% on Rotten Tomatoes or higher. So to say like make it great again is like objectively.
Also, I mean, if you want to see if you're trying to say make DC great again, if you're using the past like 10 years as your example for that, you've got your leg is made out of wood. I'm sorry.
To quote famed director, you're living in a fucking dream world.
Yeah.
Also, listen, we have friends who aren't too partial to his style and whatnot, but I can make Jake doesn't like some of his stuff, but I can make the argument that like his stuff or not, I can make the argument that his projects have been some of the best stuff in terms of comic book projects. And again, if you don't like them or not, you can just showcase that you don't have to. His projects don't feel like they're made by committee.
Right.
By a singular vision that you don't have to be.
Even his Marvel stuff. You don't have to be a hardcore comic book fan to get into stuff. And yet, if you are a hardcore comic book fan, there's stuff for you there as well.
Yeah. And I've gone on record of saying that I'm very 50-50 on the guy. Like, there's about 2 or 3 of his things that I really like. The rest I'm either kind of meh on or just don't particularly like. But like these guys over here that like his products, I'm not shitting on them. I like things they don't, they like things I don't, and we still get along. Take notes, internet.
Yeah.
You like Commandos, right, Jake?
So I think the 2 best things he's done are Guardians 1 and Commandos.
Okay, there we go. Okay.
Again, Commandos, Superman,
and the holiday special is probably right behind that for me.
3 different projects in DC.
The holiday special is top tier.
Yeah.
By the way,
Guardians 1, Commandos, and holiday special are the 3 things from his that I like.
Yeah.
Everything else, like the Suicide Squad and Superman, I'm like, on. Maybe this one's a hot take. I don't love Guardians 3 as much as a lot of other people do.
I do.
And then in particular, Peacemaker Season 1 and Guardians 2, and I guess if you want to count it Super, are things of his that I really don't like.
Super's questionably
I need to
bad.
watch Super.
Darren, just prep yourself. That's all I'll say.
Oh boy.
By the way,
before
we jump into the next, we got a couple small topics, and then we're going to go over into the top 5 list. Which, by the way, hold on for a second, Freedom. I just read your private chat. We're going to do top 5 superheroes without powers. So that's the list for tonight. So we'll be doing that at the end of the stream. The Guardian Holiday Special is Christmas comfort viewing for me. I adore it. Reese says that. Yeah,
it is.
I can
it
see
is
that.
not part of my holiday Like, you know how you watch It's a Wonderful Life or Miracle on 34th Street or Die Hard? Now I watch that with it.
Are we?
All right.
Are we doing 2 or 1 tonight, Eric?
1, because we're already almost at 2 hours in, so we're only gonna do 1. By the way, I want to do a quick check-in on goals. We're still 2 out of 5 on the Reloaded channel. We got an hour left before that runs out, so 2 out of 5 on that one. If you guys want, right now, Comic Book Storylines is winning. So if you want to see us do that, we need 2 more teal super chats to make the confetti fall. And yeah, there we go. All right. Okay, these were topics submitted into the Nerdcast channel on Discord. The next 2 were. So if you would like to submit topics for us to discuss, and you can go into the chat and be like, that's mine. I did that. Go ahead and click the Discord link at the top of either chat in the Debunks or the Reloaded chat, and you can submit your topics there. All right. So this one is interesting, and I'm bringing this one up because I get a little bit concerned about this as well, and I'll explain why here in a second. So a proposed class action lawsuit has been filed against Prime Video. The lawsuit accuses the service of misleading consumers into believing they've purchased movies when they're only getting a license to watch, which can be revoked at any time. Now, what they mean by this, let me explain specifically what this is. When you go on to their library, whether it be here or Sony or YouTube or whatever, and you purchase a movie for $26, you're not purchasing the movie. It is literally just a license to watch the movie legally through that service. Now, there's a lot of people that are like physical media forever, right? They're all about that.
Same.
This is a very firm reminder that the things that you think you own, you don't actually own online. Now, this is a problem. Sony had to deal with this a while back. I don't remember whatever came of it. I should probably look it up.
It was the games.
Yes. Yeah, it was their game service or whatever. There were people who had purchased games. They were going to shut down the service or access to the service, and people were going to lose their games.
No.
So the same thing can happen with anything you bought. Now, let me tell you why this is an issue for me. Back during phases 1, 2, and 3 of Marvel, with my Google account, we watched a lot of those movies on YouTube. So I would just buy them on YouTube because at the time that we didn't know anything about this stupid, like whether you own it or you license it or whatever. So I have all of the first 3 phases purchased on YouTube. That's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars of movies that I purchased on YouTube. If for some reason YouTube was to shut down their movie service or stop allowing people to access Google Video or whatever the fuck it's on, because I know when you buy it on YouTube, it's on your Google account, or I lose access to my Google account for some reason, all of that is gone. It's all gone. There's nothing I can do about it.
Yep.
So this actual case, if it ends up going to court, is going to determine whether or not they are legally responsible for providing you a link to download and have any of the things you actually buy from them. And what's going to suck is if you've done it already, like if you're somebody that buys a lot of digital videos from these things now, are they going to do it retroactively or are they going to do it after the fact?
Yeah.
Are they going to, because if they do it after the fact, then we're just shit out of luck.
There is have you ever seen one of those codes that you get in like a case of a DVD where you can basically download? Does that mean you can have it both on digital?
If you purchased a physical one and you get the digital one, you still have the physical one. They don't count the digital one as part of that. That's just a bonus you get for buying it.
Damn,
this is if you
was that?
only own the digital copy of it.
Pipe that went to something.
Hold on, where is this at? All right. Now we're going to talk about, this is another topic that was submitted. Again, if you submitted these topics, just drop it in the chat. We're going to go through these. These are just quick topics. So Bob Iger, this is really disappointing. We have 2 topics about AI back to back here. So Bob Iger reveals that Disney is already using AI in every one of their businesses. He also says that it's critical that we continue to respect the creative community. If you're using AI, you're not creative. Sorry, just going to put that out there. And also, we continue to be mindful of the impact it could have on our intellectual property. As I told you guys before, we've been talking about this for the last couple years, very heavily last year. AI is never going away. The version of AI that these companies are using now will continue to get changed and used as capitalism drives it. And there's not a lot that we can do it even as consumers, because not enough people are going to boycott it, because guess what? They don't even know it's happening. And that's what the situation is here. They're using it in portions of their business where they're not legally obligated to disclose it to anybody. And there's nothing we can do about it. And I can guarantee you Disney is not the only company that's doing this. All of them are doing it. They're all doing it. All the big ones are doing it. This is what the strike was about in 2023. And obviously their agreements didn't do enough, because if they're able to do this, then they're bypassing whatever agreements they made. The next strike is going to be catastrophic, because once AI does enough, they're not going to have enough leverage to increase their pay. So the next time this renewal comes around, it's going to be catastrophic for the workers. Yeah. So it's a really bad situation. Now, would I say, we should boycott Disney? It's no point, because all of them are doing it. They're all doing it. You just have to acknowledge that it's happening, but there's nothing that we individually can do about this.
I remember when the strikes ended, I don't think we had, but like there was a general conversation was like, did they give in too easily? Should they have asked for more? Yeah. After all the work that we put in, and we said, well, I don't know. Let's just wait and see. And I think we're seeing they should have. They should have I think they probably should have continued for a couple more months. I know everyone was tired. I know everyone was suffering. You know, they were having a really hard time. Yeah. You know, making ends meet, stuff like that. So I get it, but also it's like, and again, I wasn't out on there on the front line, so I'm not criticizing anybody for anything that they did. Obviously,
but Steven, right?
Yeah, fuck him for that. But like, I do think we're seeing that we're like, there are loopholes. They have found loopholes. They have found ways around it that kind of makes what they did pointless, which sucks, because it did mess up the film and TV industry so much, and which would have been fine if it was worth it.
Yeah, it wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth it for either party. It wasn't worth it for the studios, and it wasn't worth it for the actors and directors and writers. Like it wasn't.
Lost everything.
Also, hold on, let me see here. I got another one. Where's it at? This one's bothering me even. This is bad, but this one bothers me even more. Okay, unpack this one. YouTube is secretly using AI to edit people's videos. Skin is being smoothed or sharpened. Features like ears are being altered. YouTube confirmed there's an experiment on shorts to unblur and improve clarity, which none of that is necessarily awful, because people use filters every single day. And I think that's just like a fancy AI version of a filter. The bottom part of this is the part that bothers me. There's currently no way to opt out.
There's definitely a consent issue here.
Yes, especially if you have, and like, not to get like too lost in the weeds with this one, but especially if you have content that's being uploaded by people underage.
Yes. This is catastrophic, because I don't have an issue with filters. People can use whatever filters because look, those first three things are essentially filters, like the unblurring stuff, the changing ear, smoothing skin, sharpening image.
I'm confused why somebody has an ear fetish.
Well, who knows? Maybe look at Klingons and Vulcans or something. I don't know. But you should be able to opt in and opt out of this. This should not be a forced change.
You should not be locked down.
So let me get this straight a little bit. You can do so. Other people could just go on a video and be like, "Oh, I want to see what they look like with blank," and that's kind of what this is, right? This isn't an auto. So this is just being automatically done to people without anyone doing anything about it.
From what I read, because I did a little bit of digging about this before we talked about it, but it seems like YouTube is automatically using AI to make videos look better if their quality is lower. Now, the issue is that probably in the terms of service, when you upload a short, it says something like YouTube can increase the quality of your video if they need to, blah, blah, blah. But they don't tell you that this is what it is, that it's some sort of AI system scanning your face. Because keep in mind, there are some people that don't want their face scanned. They don't use filters. They don't want to use AI for that.
What the hell kind of determining factor is that? If they need to?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Well, because that's probably what it is. That's probably what it is.
Well, what determines that is my question.
Yeah.
Nothing. It's vague.
This is a problem waiting to happen, because what do they determine as if needed like what if you have a defect where you look a little different?
Yeah.
You know, your skin looks a little different. AI could be like, "Oh, this is wrong. Let me fix you up." It's like, no. That's how I look, and I like looking like that.
Right, because then they would have like some, like lawsuit for defamation of character on their hands.
Well, not only that, but think about this. I like to think further down the road with this kind of stuff because I've been pretty much right about all of it, because YouTube is now doing AI thumbnails, which I said they were going to do that last year. I knew that was coming. They're going to be offering AI titles soon for videos, pretty much. They're already doing AI transcripts of videos. But the issue here is a couple of things. Number one, what if you are somebody who has body image issues, like things that bother you about yourself, and then they automatically apply these filters and you start seeing it over time, and it either affects you negatively or it gives you a positive affirmation that affects you negatively in your real life.
Yeah.
Like when you're not on camera and YouTube's not applying this filter, you feel like you're ugly.
Yeah.
Because some people don't want to, I don't want filters on my videos. I don't like filters, right? So for me, it's no good.
Yeah.
It's no good. I think if you could do this, like if there was a button on your video where it's like, use AI to enhance your video, and you choose to do it, then that's okay. I think forcing people to have smoother skin and all these other things against their will is unethical. I think it's wrong. So I don't know what's going to come of this, but I'm pretty sure unless countries write laws in place that prevent YouTube from doing this, it's just going to get worse. Yeah. Because think about this. If you're a filmmaker on YouTube, right, you use YouTube because you have full control over what your videos look like.
Yeah.
Even StreamYard has an AI thing to enhance skin appearance.
Right, but they allow you to turn it on and off. It's not automatic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're a
clearly
filmmaker...
none of us are using it.
No, I would never use that. If you're a filmmaker using YouTube and you're uploading your movie or your short film, and this becomes a standard thing, it is going to fuck up your videos. Because you know what your videos look like in post-production. Everything that gets uploaded to YouTube, if it moves beyond shorts to like regular content, all of that's going to get AI-ified on YouTube.
You need to coin that term.
AI-ified.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think this is a disaster. It shouldn't be allowed, and unless some sort of regulations. This is my issue with AI, and this is what the problem is. Without some sort of ethical regulations in place for AI, it's just going to get worse. It's the same thing that's going on with the copyright system. The DMCA system was established in the 90s. It is so antiquated, it does not work in today's world. And nobody will take these companies to court and actually go through the process of getting them to change it because they keep getting settlements out of court. Anytime somebody takes a company to court over DMCA stuff, it either gets settled or they end up going for some other charge. They don't actually go after the DMCA system. It is antiquated. It's wrong. It's abusable. It's awful.
They just get hush money.
Yeah. Essentially, that's what happened with Gina Carano. Gina Carano wanted to expose stuff that Disney was doing. And look, I'm not under any illusion that Disney is a company that cares about all their employees equally across the board. No, they do shit stuff too. And I'm not necessarily a supporter of Gina Carano either, because I think Gina Carano did a bunch of awful shit. But my thing is, when you say, like, I'm going to take them to court to expose them for doing bad stuff, and they offer you a $5 million check, and you're like, okay, I'm going to walk away from it, that is how this stuff continues to happen.
Yeah.
Because nobody is willing to go all the way on any of this.
Yep.
Nobody is.
When your morals have a dollar amount, that's how they get you.
Exactly. Okay, so we got a super chat here. We're 4 out of 5, everybody. One more teal super chat, and we will do whatever the list demands. Cameron here, good to see you with the $5 super chat. Eric, did you see that Nicole Maines is writing a Justice League comic? I did see that. With Dreamer, Green Arrow, Adam Strange, Galaxy, and Star Sapphire in 2026. Nicole Maines is a real one. Let me tell you why.
I love her, yeah.
She is one of the few people involved with the Arrowverse that actually stood on business. And what I mean by that is she loves comic books.
Yes.
And she wants these characters to be shown in comics. That's why bringing her back on The Flash was a good idea and a bad idea, because that episode could have been so much better. But she loves doing all of this. She's a real comic book fan.
Yeah.
And I love that she cares enough about this character that she's continued to write this character for years.
I think there's
you could call her a dreamer.
I think there's an argument to be had that she's the most successful thing to come out of the Arrowverse. Like, say what you want about characters like Flash and Green Arrow, and like they're very successful in Supergirl, but this was an original character, the first live action trans superhero of all time, which is such a great accomplishment. I'm happy for Supergirl existing. For that alone is such an accomplishment. Then go on to regularly put her in comic books. Like, I feel like every couple months there's a new comic with her now, her coming out. There's only 3 Arrowverse skins on Fortnite. One of them is her, which I know sounds sillier, but still Fortnite is a
What are the other two?
big thing. Arrow.
Flash and Arrow.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and it's a random side note, but it's an outdated Flash look.
It is. Yeah, it's like
it's
season 3.
4.
Oh, is it 4? Yeah. I knew it was
it's
either 3 or 4.
And like,
Go ahead.
I want to see that continuously go. Like, head in that direction. I want to see her in like an animated movie.
Oh, a Dreamer animated movie would be so good.
I was even thinking this week, like, we had that cameo in Peacemaker this week, and I was thinking, like, you know what? I could see maybe James Gunn sneaking her in somewhere.
Yeah.
Again, she doesn't have to be a movie. It doesn't have to be a main character. She could just be in the background of a shot somewhere, and you could say, hey, my character was in Booster Gold or something, and it's just there. Yeah.
And an existing project, they already could have done that in if they wanted to. Have her in that Gorilla Grodd vision that you see in Creature Commandos, that vision of the future.
Sure. Yeah, like you could just like this is an established world. There's going to be superheroes everywhere. She's just the background. Like, it doesn't have to be a mainstay. She doesn't have to be I mean, I'd love it if she was. I'd love like a Dreamer project instead of the DCU, but like being realistic, it'd be a cool way to have her in there without it being a big thing. And I think that'd be awesome.
Yeah, 100%. I also want to point out one of the best trans stories I've ever seen on TV is the story that she has in her introduction into Supergirl. Because it doesn't hold back, but it also feels like a real story with a character that has like a history that's beyond the Earth. So I think and the story even tied into her being trans, which I think like not just her relationship with her family, but the story of Dreamer tied into that, which I think was really interesting. So yeah, really good. I love Nicole Maines and always support anything that she does. King Ryburn dropping a $1.99 super chat just to support the stream. Thank you so much, King Ryburn. I do appreciate it. Let's see. I think there was one more topic, and then we're going to get into the list. Let me double check here. It was a James Gunn thing. By the way, do we think that he's actually going to cast Adria Arjona or whatever? I think that's her name. Adria Arjona.
Wonder Woman?
Yeah.
I mean,
because he's mentioned it more than once now. So
I don't know. We'll see.
Also, this person here, they're saying that this is going to be Batman for sure, 100% now.
The fuck is that?
It's what's his name? Something Skellner.
Oh, Brandon Skellner.
Yeah, I can't remember his first name, Brendan or whatever.
I mean, I don't see it like immediately, but I also did see Robert Pattinson, so I'm down for.
Okay.
I'm open. You know,
take away his facial hair, and he resembles. Do you see what I'm seeing? He resembles Christian Bale with the facial hair gone.
Oh.
He's got a similar bone structure and eyes to Christian Bale.
You know what I'll say? Shave this off right here and like cover his eyes, and I'm like, I kind of actually do see the skeleton structure of Batman a little bit if you get rid of the mustache right here. I was like, maybe not. I may not see Bruce Wayne, but I could see a Batman.
Do you think that if he gets to be Batman, he's going to bulk up like Ben did and be like the super buff Batman?
Oh, Ben was huge as Batman.
And
he was the biggest muscular Batman we've ever had.
Would we finally get like a scruffy Batman, kind of like the Arkham Knight? Like he had scruff like 5 o'clock shadows and stuff like that.
That's true, 3Dub. That is true. I will say though, I don't know a lot about this guy, but I've heard mixed opinions about him. Like some people are like, no, he's the perfect casting. Other people are like, no, he's just another random white dude. Like I don't know. Like
I mean, at least
isn't Batman kind of? Like,
I mean, you could argue that for sure. You could argue that for sure.
At least it's not people fan casting Alan Richardson again. I'm sorry, I don't think that would work.
You don't? Why?
No, I really don't. I think his Batman would be fine. I think his Bruce Wayne would suck.
Oh,
I've been saying Brett Donald for a couple years now.
He's too big for
Field.
Bruce Wayne.
Okay, you know who? If there's one comic book character that I think Alan Richardson would be perfect for, it's Eddie Brock.
Aquaman?
It's Eddie Brock. I think he would be the best damn Eddie Brock ever. He's got the build. He's got the size. He would look great next to Tom Holland's Spider-Man. There would be a massive size difference, which people complained about that with Topher Grace and Tobey Maguire. There would be he has that jockey or cocky style personality that Eddie Brock has, and just from what you saw from his characters in Titans and Reacher, I think he'd be great in the role.
I'm literally picturing him, Tom Holland, just looking straight up.
Oh my God! We did have.
Yeah, Tom Holland would have to crane his neck to see Alan Richardson up there.
We also had this. I didn't remember this quote, but I saw it today on the rage baiting site Screen Rant. It says, James Gunn discussed Supergirl with Screen Rant. She's a total mess. I mean, I think as we learned, she had a completely different background from Superman, a much more difficult background. He's had this wonderful upbringing by the two parents that loved him, and they were very healthy, and her background was much different than that. I'm going to say maybe this is me being completely, on the outside from this. I don't think I've seen as much excitement about a character who had like very little in a movie with their movie coming out in a long time than her. I feel like there's a lot of talk around her.
And also, I just love that the momentum is coming from both the comic, what the character has, where she's at now, thanks to Melissa and what Sasha did, but also what Millie also speaks a lot volume to what the impact Millie had in House of the Dragon. Like, I'll never forget it. The first rumors of her being, I'm like, perfect. For what I've heard of Woman of Tomorrow, perfect casting. Also, shout out to Brendan. What's his fucking name? Brendan Sklenar, right?
That's who we just looked at him a second ago. Yeah,
I'm like, that'd be cool to get him.
Yeah. I know a lot of people have been saying Jensen, and I get it. Believe me, I do. He would have that fun Bruce Wayne personality that you could see, and also also helps that he's voiced Batman before. But I feel like he could have that darker side to him. Could you make the argument that he's a little old now? Sure, but right. Like if you're going for a Batman with an established Bat family, then it makes sense that he would have some age on him. But he's also nearing 50, and he doesn't look like it. So it's that same thing where we've had characters in comics for the past 20 plus years.
Yeah.
We've had characters in their mid 20s play high schoolers. Whether it's always been convincing or not, you can argue that. But like, if you can say that a character is a certain age, and it doesn't mean that the character has to be the same age as the actor.
True. They just have to be able to convincingly play that character at that age. Yeah.
Right. Because Andrew Garfield was, he was 29 years old when he played Spider-Man for the first time, and he looked believable as a high schooler.
Yeah.
In defense to that, though, like, he played a trilogy, and I know he's supposed to do more. Toby, right? Like, he did a trilogy where this we are casting for 10, maybe 15 years.
Oh, that's
so
true.
Like, I would argue, even though I think Jensen would do a good job, I'd argue cast a 30-year-old who looks like a 50-year-old kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Wow, that's a Benjamin Button scenario.
Well, even if it's makeup, even if you can make him look older with makeup, that would earn you both time and like space to be like, okay, he's in his 30s, we can make him look like he's 40, pushing on 50, and we can get him really like age him up in time with the 5 years that we have him on the contract.
I think what we've done with David is perfect, where like he looks like he's in his 20s, like he looks like a young man, but he's in his 30s, and he's going to be able to do this for at least 10, 15 years before he starts looking super old. But then once he does become like get to that point, he can play older Superman. Like he can play a more golden age version of the character. So
I will say that some 50-year-olds can still kick butt. As
100%. I'm not doubting that. I'm not doubting
Jackman.
Oh, we got the confetti. We hit the goal for tonight from Staggervore here. Good job. We'll be looking at that at the end of the stream to see what you guys picked. All right.
Hell, I mean,
so
you had Michael Keaton going around as a 70-year-old Batman. So.
By the way, great stuff. Best part of that movie was Michael Keaton.
Yeah, and that is one of the reasons why I have faith that Machete can do a Batman movie, because like you can debate the stuff in that movie all you want, but he got the Batman stuff down.
Yeah. Staggervore with the 499 super chat says there's another actor someone mentioned that would be great casting for Bruce Wayne Batman for the DCU, and I can see it. His name is Ethan Peck. You guys familiar? Yeah, Spock right here.
Spock.
Yeah, right here. I don't talk a lot about Strange New World here or Star Trek in general, but it's my favorite sci-fi series, more so than anything else. I love it more than Star Wars. I love it than anything. I know so much about Star Trek. I watched it growing up. The history, the lore, all the expanded shit. I love all of it. The only person that knows more than I do in my friend group is Omega, and he's not here right now. But anyway, I love Star Trek. I love Strange New Worlds. I loved most of the new Trek with the exception of a couple of shows, but I love him as Spock. He is such a good Spock, in my opinion. He's also hot. So, like, people are like, oh, well, this Spock fucks. And I'm like, yeah, he does, 100%. 100%. Because he's got so many love interests, which is not really a Star Trek thing with Vulcans or whatever Spock. But, like, yeah, that's more for, like, the stuff with the captains. And you could say the first officers when we're talking about Next Generation, obviously. But yeah, Riker for sure. That was the other one. But and obviously William Shatner and his Captain Kirk.
Also say that for
Hey, you know who could play Batman?
Who?
You know, what if they got this guy? I think his name is Warren Chris. Wait, never mind.
Oh,
I was literally Jake. That's crazy. I was literally about to make that same joke, saying I think he's one of the most comic accurate Batman that's ever been cast, and we never saw him.
Never mind, Garrett.
I could definitely see him as Bruce Wayne though. Good night, Reed. Have a good night. All right, so I got a comment. Yeah, go ahead.
Before you go with the comment, if I say a proverb, revenge is a dish best served cold. Do you know where's that from?
Yes.
Yep.
We do.
I was about to say, you better know where that's from.
We all. I mean, I think that's probably one of the most iconic lines of all time. To be fair.
Okay, but it's a line. But do you know where that proverb's from?
Where's from the original proverb? No, I don't know where that originally came from.
So Khan says it, but it's an old, if I'm not mistaken, an old Klingon proverb.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I didn't. That's a little bit too deep for me. Omega would be like, yeah, I know 100%. King Ryburn says, I never got into Star Trek. Yeah, go ahead.
Didn't they say something similar to that in The Godfather?
I'm
just saying.
I think he said,
ignore the egg.
I think keep your friends close, your enemies closer. I know that's from The Godfather.
Yeah. Okay, so King Ryburn here says, I never got into Star Trek. Should I? Okay, so here's my opinion about that. It's kind of like Doctor Who. All right. So there's an era of Doctor Who where you're going to feel dated watching it because it is so much older. I would say the original series, unless you really want to feel like you're watching a Broadway show or a play or something, you could stay away from the original series except for the iconic episodes, and you can go online and find out which ones those are. The original movies from the original actors, like the ones that came out in the 70s and 80s, those ones are worth watching. I think the movies are all pretty good. There's a couple of them that are not great, but they're pretty good. You can actually watch all the movies and skip the shows, both the original series and the Next Generation, if you want.
That's how I started. Yep.
Yeah, you could do that. Okay, that would be a good jumping point if you want to go all the way back to that time period. I'm from the era where I really loved Deep Space Nine and Voyager. Voyager is like my favorite show. Deep Space Nine, I think, is the best. I think Deep Space Nine is the best old school Star Trek show, like in terms of storytelling. Everything beyond like season 3, because the first couple seasons are rough. But that's for all the Star Trek shows, really. So all the older Trek stuff like that, you can pick and choose what you want. Then there's the middle stuff. Oh, go ahead. What are you gonna say, Ronan?
I would say that, like, even if you're wanting to get into the more modern stuff, people will say JG's movies and whatnot. I think, and I really like that first one. I like the second one, but if you want to really get into something that's very modern, that's a movie that has the essence of what Star Trek is. Out of all the new movies, Beyond is my favorite because it is so much more closer to the shows, and it's more about philosophy and whatnot.
Yeah.
And it comes with the action, but it's philosophy, character stuff first, and then the cool shooting and special effects.
Yeah.
I haven't seen anything past Beyond.
Well, the mid stuff is Star Trek Enterprise, which is the show that kind of showed the beginning of like the Federation and all that. That one's good, but it's really hard if you haven't watched any other Trek because it's really very, very different from all the other Star Trek stuff.
Oh, okay. I did watch a little bit of Picard. I watched season 1. I'm like, I love Patrick Stewart, but this is a little rough.
Season 1 is rough. Season 3 is peak Picard. Season 3 is like the best. But the problem with Picard is if you didn't watch The Next Generation, it's going to be hard for you to get anything.
That was.
It's also rough if you didn't watch Voyager, if you didn't watch Deep Space Nine. Like, there's a lot of stuff in there.
Yeah.
So Picard is rough.
Yeah, I was not the biggest Star Trek fan, but Next Generation was on pretty consistently in my household.
The JJ movies, I think you're right, Ronan. I've said this before in other things. If you just want to kick off into Star Trek and really skip a lot of the other stuff to just get a vibe of what new Trek is, the JJ Abrams movies are more of like what the new Trek is, and the storyline is good enough that you understand some of the characters based on that.
What the fuck, Darren?
Discovery is good, but it gets better as the show goes on. The first season is a little rough, but it gets better as it goes on.
That's the one.
Lower Decks is funny, but you got to know a lot of Star Trek lore to watch Lower Decks. It's hard because it's a rough one. Prodigy's fun, but it's gotten jumped around and dropped on different things, so it's hard to watch that. Plus, that's got a lot to do with Voyager, so that's a little hard to watch. Strange New Worlds is a very good first Trek show, though. If you want to jump into Trek and a new Trek show, Strange New Worlds is going to be your cleanest jumping off point out of everything in New Trek, next to the J.J. Abrams movies.
I love season 1. I fucking love season 1. I was just like, oh, this is the closest I'm going to get to being those kids in the 60s that are watching the original show. Granted,
100%.
There are some stuff that's very, in your face and not less allegory and stuff like that, but it still has the essence.
Yeah, Strange New Worlds. I
think
think Strange New Worlds did something that none of the other ones can do, including Picard or whatever, is they managed to hold on to the essence of the old Star Trek stuff, but make it in a new show, like with all the new effects and stuff like that. It feels seamlessly done to the point where you could actually watch Strange New Worlds and then jump back into the original Star Trek because it's that close the way they did everything. But honestly, like, if you really want to just watch Trek and you want to get into it and watch it on Paramount or whatever, Strange New World is literally probably the best one to jump into, honestly. WRDN says, jumping into Trek on a whim some years back, I started with Deep Space Nine, epic show, and it was awesome, but it depends on what your era of nostalgia is. True. Some people would be like, I'm only into the original series, like the ones from back in the day, the movies. Some people are all Next Generation. Me personally, my Trek, the one that I remember the most was in the 90s, which was Voyager and Deep Space Nine. Those are the two that I really connected with. So that's my era. But I pretty much watch anything Trek. I'm a very big Trek person. It is my go-to sci-fi show. The other one that I really love that doesn't get a lot of love, and I don't want to get too far off on this one, but the Stargate franchise. I love Stargate. I had a lot of fun with that.
I was always watching reruns of Battlestar Galactica, so
that's good too.
That's really
good. Yeah.
If you want to get to the movies, start with Wrath of Khan, and to me, the next best movie in Star Trek is the Undiscovered Country.
That's a good one too.
That's another one that, like, you don't have to be a big fan. It tells you everything you need to know, and it shows you the essence of what Star Trek is about.
Yeah.
It's ironic that, like, so Star Wars is my first love, and I'll always be more Star Wars than Star Trek, though I love Star Trek. But I'll never forget. I remember, almost vividly right now seeing it the day my dad took me to go rent movies, and I look at the sci-fi stuff because I'm like, I like sci-fi, and I found the copy of the Final Frontier VHS, and be like, what's this? And he's like, oh, Star Trek. Oh, you like it? It's like Star Wars. It's exactly words. I was like, okay,
they're not alike. They're not. They both take place in space, but they're just not alike beyond that.
I went to go rent it, and again, it's a miracle. The movie is something else. Yeah, you go.
That was funny. That Darren's camera had him frozen on closed eyes for a second, so I thought he was
thought he was asleep.
Yeah. But it was ironic that somehow I still managed to love Star Trek. Even though I'm more of a Star Wars guy, and it's like two different stuff. There's one.
Yeah, I love both of them. I just prefer Star Trek, but I love both of them. Stargate Atlantis was my shit. I loved SG-1, but Atlantis was my shit. I love that show. I love the fact they were trapped on another planet. It was just everything I wanted from Stargate. It was less militarized, which is what SG-1 was. I wanted something to feel a little more sci-fi. Atlantis was great. There's like, I know it's not everybody's cup of tea. It's like, it's like CW type shit, and I get it, but I love Stargate. I thought it was a lot of fun.
I can see some people have made the argument like connections of Andor to very much a Star Trek thing. And I'm like, I can see it.
Yeah, that does make sense. I agree with that. Yeah. All right. So what we're going to do is, let me see if I got it. Oh, by the way, between two channels, we have 130 people watching at 2 a.m. So thank you guys so much for supporting both the Debunks channel and the Reloaded channel. If you are a subscriber on either of those channels, make sure you cross-subscribe, because cross-subscribing or only single subscribing is half the battle. See what I did there? You got to cross-subscribe to get the whole battle. So there we go. Anyway, make sure you leave some likes on the videos. Get those likes up. Let everybody know you're locked in. If you're watching and you're not chatting, you're playing your video game, sit down your Elden Ring shit, whatever you're playing, your Call of Duty, and leave an emoji in the chat letting us know how you're feeling right this second. So I expect to see some poop emojis, some other stuff. I want to see all of it.
Apparently my emoji.
I love Galaxy Quest. I love.
Oh God, I love that too. Yeah.
God, Galaxy Quest is amazing.
Apparently, my emoji is Z's because I fell asleep during Peacemaker.
Did you do it again? Did you fall asleep again?
I fell asleep again with Peacemaker. I'm like, wow.
If it wasn't for shameless plugging, there would be no plugging. These people running their podcast, you're not doing it right. You have to promote the fuck out of your shit. Give me some likes. Give me some emojis. Tell me you're in the building. This isn't like Party Nation where it's just lazy bullshit. Sorry.
Damn.
Darren, you got in really close there for a second. I was worried.
I was looking at emojis.
Oh, okay. The bacon emoji. I really feel like that. Dalton is tired like you three, Dub. So Chevity's tired too. Everybody's getting sleepy. We got to get this list out before people fall asleep. What the fuck is happening? By the way, it is the return of the Wheel of Doom.
How did I know you were going to say that?
So we're going to figure out everybody's order. Now, typically I would let everybody show pictures, but we don't have a lot of time, so no pictures tonight, unless you've already got them open in your tab.
And I assume no round robin, I would assume, right?
Yes, we're running up. So what we're going to do is, the list will go, you'll give your 5, and if somebody else picks your shit, drop a poop emoji and tell them to fuck off. That's all I can say.
Let me go ahead and go to my backups.
Might as well, because let's see who's going to be first. This is going to be top 5 heroes, or I don't know if I said characters. I think it's heroes.
Yeah,
top 5 heroes who do not have like organic powers. So no mutants, no metahumans that have powers like that. Like, it has to be something outside of inherent power. Okay. So that's what you have to have. Yes, Batman is very predictable. Whoever goes first is probably going to pick Batman, but that's just the way it is. All right. So if a character, and you can specify what version you're talking about. So you can say, like, if there's a version of the character that doesn't have powers and that's the one you're talking about, you can say it. By the way, if somebody drops one that you disagree with, make sure you call them the fuck out, because
Darren, you're looking up at your shelf again to look for references.
I always do this. Yeah.
Okay, make sure you call people out if they give answers that are not real. Chat, if somebody drops a character that actually has powers and trying to say they don't have powers, make sure you tell them they're wrong and tell them to fuck off. And I'm giving you permission to do that. All right, here we go. Who's going to go first?
Oh,
wow.
Wow.
That was a quencher.
Wow. All right. So Ronan is first. You're giving your 5, and this is not round robin, so you're going straight through. Give your 5 characters, your top 5 characters without superpowers.
Ronan, you know one of mine. Don't take it.
I know. I won't.
Okay.
You know what? I'm going to be very specific with my first one, which will be an obvious one. That way, I can leave this arrow just for me, and everybody else can get another arrow. I'm gonna go with Batman, but specifically from Victorian era, which means Batman from Gotham by Gaslight, or Batman meets Harry Houdini, like that specific era of Batman.
Okay.
Listen, I mean, it's Batman, so you got to know that into it, and I just love that. Like, that's as non-meta, non-superpowers as it gets. Is Victorian era, and it's just him, plunging up to the villain, be like, all right, let's see what you got, and him just running on rooftops, probably hurting his knee as bad as he can. And I just love that it's simplistic, it's elusive, it's very in some regards erotic, and I just love that, like, him saying the less he says, the better because of the mood. And I mean, again, I tell people go watch Gotham by Gaslight and go watch him when he meets Harry Houdini.
That's a great movie.
Yeah. Number 2, I'm gonna go with The Question. I'm gonna go with.
Saw that coming.
Good.
Yeah, Vic Sage. Listen, Darren and Jake have been hearing me, beat this drum to its death. I'm like, I need The Question ASAP. I feel that with this character,
I have a question about the question.
Ha ha ha.
I actually legitimately have a question
Okay,
about
you
that.
do? Okay, all right, go for it. Make it quick.
The mask, is that what's the deal with his mask? Does it move, or is it like
You're thinking of
something-
Rorschach, I think.
No, the question just doesn't have a face.
It just,
okay.
it's just right. Yeah, he just have no face.
Okay, thank you.
With the question, I can literally pitch to James Gunn right now. James Gunn, if you're watching this, I can literally pitch a vigilante character who is seeking out the truth, and then maybe sometimes the truth is not enough for him, and he probably gets paranoid. And there's so much you can do with that character in the day and age that we live by now. And yet he's someone even as big and important as Batman relies on or asks him once about, keep an eye on us. You, Green Arrow, Black Canary, make sure if Justice League goes off the grid, you keep us on track.
Yeah.
And I love about the question. My number 3 pick is the Sandman. And I can go, wait a minute, what?
Sand
Emo?
or Sandman?
The Sandman. So
Okay.
what I specifically mean, I don't mean Morpheus. I don't mean.
Well, okay, that's what I was asking. If you're talking about that one or the JSA
Yeah.
one.
The JSA.
The one that
Hodge.
uses gas.
Yes. Yeah, with the big mask and whatnot. I like 40s, 50s era movies and books and stuff like that. The crime noir aspect to it.
Oh, really?
I am so into
No.
that shit.
Like this comment here from Maltor.
Really? Really?
Sorry, that's
the
interesting.
case. That breaks my heart. And if that's the case, James Gunn, get the shit done. Figure it out. Yeah, the Sandman. He may or may not have had an appearance in Superman in the mural.
Mhm.
We may or may not have seen him there. So maybe he already exists in the DCU. And I love what he brings into that era. And I don't know. It's just that aesthetic is so my alley.
Bob's keeping it simple. Just 3Dub could relate to this one. Punisher, 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 and Punisher.
All right. My number 4 pick is gonna be Batgirl.
Oh,
Which Batgirl?
I love Barbara Gordon obviously, but I always go back to the animated series era.
Yeah.
So I think when I was thinking Tara Strong, playing her and whatnot.
Damn, Darren.
I will question you if you said a Batman and Robin version.
Question you?
The puns keep coming. There we go.
And I just love she has such a perseverance, and I always when I found out about what happened in Killing Joke, that really broke my heart. And when I knew and learned about what she became afterwards, really was earned me a lot more respect for her.
Oh no!
Cool.
Something of hers broke in Killing Joke also.
I fucking knew you were gonna go for that one right there.
3Dub, were you laughing at the same thing I was laughing at? Just
Yeah.
said? Okay. All right. So, what is your last one, Ronan? Your number 1.
I really went back and forth on this one. And it's weird because I don't know how to put it this way. Let me see if the committee feels this way. Does getting toxic in your eyes, does that count as superpowers or not?
Does it give you abilities?
Toxic in your eyes.
Yeah.
If it
You're
gives
talking
you
about
an
Daredevil.
Oh, I know. what you mean.
if it gives you an ability of some kind, then yeah, it would count as a superpower.
God damn it.
Because it'd be like Spider-Man getting bit by a spider or something. Like it's the same thing. So
Yeah.
I thought about that too, Ron. I was like, I'm not going for it.
You could try and argue against it, but we'll see if you get called out on it. But I don't
It's
think
just
that's
the reason why I chose Daredevil is because sure he has that echolocation stuff and whatnot, but that's not too far off of a thing of what people who have the disability where their honing does go in. Now, does it go as bombastic as Matt Murdock does? No, but I just love that angle of like it's just a guy in a suit just doing his thing and whatnot, and it's not,
Yeah.
When
3Dub, that would be a power, wouldn't it? 3Dub, would you call that a power?
I would say like when you lose one sense, your other senses do get heightened though. So I do agree with that. With what
Right.
what
So
Rowan said.
if you lose your right arm, you can goon with your left arm, right? Is that what you're saying?
Well,
Is that-
with learning and diligence and practice,
right,
yes.
right. Okay. All right, solid list, chat. Give Ronan a 1 to 10 rating. Go ahead, Darren. By the way, what were you gonna say?
Oh, I just said
okay.
I would agree that.
Give Ronan a 1 to 10 rating on his list. What do you guys think of it? I'm curious what the chat thinks. All right, let's see who gets to go next. There we go. That noise is always so nerve-wracking when it just like spins. Is it me?
God damn it.
Yep.
Am I the drama?
Always.
I feel like I am. Why am I always at the top of the list? I feel like this thing it loves me or something. I don't know.
There's no self-insert there at all.
All right, so we're gonna go with my number 5, and my number 5
I already know who's going to take that list.
is a character that we just saw recently in a movie.
Oh.
Mr.
Maybe a couple.
Terrific.
Okay.
Mr. Terrific is my number 5. I've always loved Mr. Terrific, but I have to say I love what they did with them, or what James Gunn did with them in the Superman movie.
Why do they call him a metahuman though?
Because James Gunn said that he classifies metahumans as pretty much any superhero or whatever in his universe.
Okay.
So, I mean, unless you count like intelligence, as a metahuman power. I don't know.
He's too smart for the
You
humankind.
argue super intelligence is his power.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's a tough one because unless it was enhanced with something, I don't think it counts.
I'm
Yeah, of course. So anyway,
Enhanced by college.
that's my number 5. My number 4 is a character that became very popular because of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Don't hate me, Darren. Don't hate me on this one.
I know this one, Bobby.
Yes, Mockingbird.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. No, Mockingbird is great. I think she was a great addition in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and I hate that they didn't get the spinoff series because I loved seeing her on a show where the one thing about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in general is that, and I'm only going to pick one. She's my only pick from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I could have picked other ones, but she's my only one. The one thing I love about her was that because of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., you get so much time with these characters. You get to know them a little bit more. And a lot of times in movies, the secondary characters or the supporting characters don't get as much time. In a TV show, you just get more time with them. And so I really enjoyed, seeing that with her on the series. I have someone on my list, but I have a feeling Jake's going to pick him, so I'm not going to do that because I know that I'm pretty sure that's going to be the same person that I was going to pick. But I'll leave it for Jake because I thought for sure Jake was going to go before me today for some reason. I
appreciate the confidence.
I don't know why. My number 3 is a character from the MCU as well, and that is Clint Barton, aka Hawkeye.
Oh, okay. All right.
He's just a guy with bow and arrows, as he said in the movie. So I love that. I love this idea of him being, because even if you look at someone like Black Widow, who gets like a lot of cool tech and stuff throughout the space of time in the MCU, Clint doesn't get like the trick arrows that you would see, like not in the same way you'd see with like Green Arrow or something like that. He has arrows that do things, but they're like shock arrows or net arrows or things like that. He's literally just an archer in the middle of like an alien invasion.
And
I love that.
Ninja costume and a sword.
But I love that version of him. The Ronin version is good, by the way.
Yeah.
So yeah. No, the Ronin version of him is really good too.
That version,
because that's the no fucks given version of Clint.
Yeah, here you
I've been to those phases.
Yeah. But absolutely love him. All right, so the next character I'm going to pick is a character from the comics and the MCU, and I'm picking him because I think other people might pick him, and I'm trying to eliminate him as a choice because he's on my backup. That is Tony Stark, Iron Man.
I have no MCU characters on mine.
So we're going to go with Tony Stark as number 2 for me. My brother, by the way, I got some information on my brother at the end of the stream here, but my brother loves Iron Man. It was the character that he collected comic books as a kid, and I didn't put the respect on his name that he deserved until I saw the MCU, and then I'm like, okay, I'm seeing the vision. I understand. Right, I understand why the character's so cool. The comics were cool, but the movies made him even cooler, in my opinion, I think.
The 90s Iron Man cartoon is underrated. I will die on that hill.
The 90s Iron Man. I don't remember that one.
Damn! Iron Man! That extreme fucking theme. Man.
Yeah, so let's see here. What's my next one? So I'm going to say this character because I'm not going to say the other one. I'm going to say my backup because I think the other one might be on somebody else's list, and I already took Tony Stark, so I don't want to go too far on this one. But I would say Dick Grayson Nightwing would be my number 1.
It was on mine too.
Too much for you being nice.
Well, the other one that I have, I think, is on your list too. But we'll
probably.
Yeah. Because I feel like a lot of people are going to go with Batman, or at least I thought some people would go with Batman. Maybe I'm wrong. So for me, that is my top 5 list. I know I have the best one, so in the chat, go ahead and give me a 10 out of 10 on my list. I already know that's the best one, especially putting Nightwing in first place. I took that away from Jake, but I thought Jake was going to go before me, and the wheel.
Darren, I like that score.
The wheel spoke. So there we go. -8. Wow. Okay. All right. Here we go. It's time to spin the wheel. We have 3 options left. Who will it be?
Speak of the devil.
Oh.
All right.
There we go.
It loves Jake's this time.
All right.
Jake started with the character. I know he's going to say started.
All right. So, yeah. This is the one I asked Ronan not to take. Thankfully, he didn't. My number 5. This is also a character that was featured on James Gunn's DCU mural. And definitely a character I'm hoping we get to see more of in the future. And a character that has been fucked over in terms of live action appearances. And I'm going with Ted Grant Wildcat.
That was one of my main ones, and I swapped him out because I was like, I know Jake wants this.
I fucking love that character to bits. It was one of my favorites from Justice League Unlimited. Just that, I mean, again, another one of your non-powered, non-Bat family characters that doesn't get enough attention, because really, when it comes to non-powers in DC, most people's attention go to Batman and family.
Right.
And he was that character. I was also really into boxing growing up, so that had a part of it too. But I love that he was just that person who was training a lot of the, I guess, a newer generation of heroes, as you would like to call it. Like that was one of his main roles in comics. And just that, the aesthetic that you have from him, purely from a design stance and just personality-wise, is so unlike any other characters that you get otherwise. And Darren is just putting absolute blasphemy in the chat right now. He was absolutely not peak on Arrow. I mean,
piss you off.
I mean, costume and all.
Stargirl.
That was heartbreaking. Stargirl was better, but also Ted Grant wasn't the one in the costume. So give me the tried and true Ted Grant in the DCU, please. I'm not asking for much, but for Wildcat and another character I have on here to be done properly in DCU.
Okay.
So my number 4, I had a feeling I was probably safe with this one. This is a character that's had 2 live-action adaptations. One of them has been terrible, and one of them has been amazing. And a character that definitely doesn't get as much love as they should. And that is John Henry Irons, Steel. I really love that character. So funny story, the first place I discovered him was playing the Death of Superman video game on Super Nintendo. That's the first place I discovered that character. I was like, oh, this is a guy who can fight Superman, and he has a giant suit and a hammer. This is cool. And I just became more interested in reading that character, and his movie with Shaq, I'd rather forget. But then he ended up appearing in Superman and Lois, and I thought that they did the character wonderfully. So yeah, and they finally gave him a trademark that's on his costume that we only see for a moment. Darren knows what I'm talking about.
Glorious moment. Though.
Yeah, we only see it for a moment, but damn it looked good. My number 3, I had a feeling there were 2 of these I was worried about getting taken. Eric took one of them, but I had like 5 backups, so I was fine. Number 3, I'm gonna cheat a little bit with this one, just to give somebody else this spot in case they want to use it.
Okay.
I'm gonna say Batman Beyond, Terry McGinnis.
Oh,
so
great fucking choice.
Yeah, I went a little bit out of left field with that one, but
you went in the perfect field. That's the
I
best.
left that one for you.
Yeah,
I left that one for you.
Like literally, that's better than my whole fucking list, except for
Yeah.
Nightwing.
Darren, get the fuck out of there. I'm kidding.
But no, love that character to bits. Ever since they came up with him for that cartoon, I always thought it was a great idea. Putting a younger Batman with a character like Nightwing's personality in that futuristic setting, I think worked really well. And seeing, all your legacy characters react to this, novice in the costume, I thought was fun. This was essentially the closest thing we had gotten to a Dick Grayson Batman before Dick Grayson took on the role, which I thought was just a lot of fun. And he is not as good of a detective as somebody like Bruce is, and is also not as good at stealth, so that's where the tech comes in. But love that
Perseverance.
That
Can I also, before you go any further, everybody watch yours. I'm gonna yell out a name. Melanie. That's all I'm gonna say.
Ronan, can you increase your volume up to 10 and yell that again?
I don't want to do that for the
Eric got that joke.
That was my novella era. When I saw that go down, I felt my mother and my grandmother's grievances with soap operas.
What's
that
last one, Jake? I'm ready.
I have 2 more.
Oh, 2? Okay.
Yeah. So my number 4. Jesus. So Ronan said one of these characters. I'm going to go with another person who's held this moniker. And I'm going to say Stephanie Brown's Batgirl. She was actually my personal favorite Batgirl. As much as I love Barbara and Cassie, love her to bits. The dynamic she had with Tim Drake during the 90s was awesome. Her and Tim Drake together during that time was really one of the things carrying DC. Shut up, both of you. And love her when she became Spoiler as well. Actually met Mae Whitman, who voiced her in Young Justice. A great moment. And yeah, out of everybody that's held Batgirl, held the Batgirl moniker, she was my favorite, even though I love the other 2.
Oh, somebody just popped in. Who is this? Hello?
I have a guess.
I have a guess as well.
Pagey.
I don't know who it is. I don't want to leave him up in the chat. Whoever this is in the private chat, type who you are, because it's a little weird I don't recognize the picture or the name. So anyway, sorry. Go ahead, Jake.
Okay. So my last one, this is the one that when Eric said he left one off, I thought he was referring to this character. Apparently not. But I'm going to go with my actual favorite character in DC Comics. Has had a couple adaptations, some live action, some animated. My first introduction to this character was an animated version, and is probably still my favorite version, just if I had to say it off the top of my head, even though there have been some good live action ones too. And I'm going with, before somebody else takes it, Oliver Queen, Green Arrow.
Good choice.
Had to. That is my favorite.
Good choice.
That is my favorite DC Comics character. And yes, Arrow deviated from the source material greatly. I think it's still a good show, but there are definitely deviations that it took from Oliver Queen's character. And I really fell in love with the character through Justice League Unlimited and reading some of his books that came after that, because he essentially felt like another Batman, who had the riches but wasn't so haunted by his past, and he really wanted to help the little guy, help the little person, while the Justice League was, dealing with all the major threats. Green Arrow was like, hey, what about all of us down here who have to pay the consequences for you guys saving the world all the time?
Yeah.
I love that kind of brought a humanity to even some of your most powered characters. Of course, his dynamic with Black Canary, and not only that show, but multiple adaptations, except for live action, weirdly enough, has been great. And that's another thing, by the way, James Gunn, if you bring Oliver Queen and Dinah into your DCU, give that relationship, please, because we haven't gotten it, which has been so damn stupid. But anyway, that's a rant for another day.
Right.
Yeah, love Oliver Queen to bits. And anybody who's looking to get into the character, read Green Arrow Year One, read Green Arrow Rebirth, read Longbow Hunters. Great stories.
Don't watch Longbow Hunters.
I had to go into that. I had to have that character for last. I might have taken that from somebody.
All right, so we have 2 people left. This is going to determine what order it's going to be.
Darren, you and I are going to have words after this.
So Darren and 3Dub, have any of your choices been taken yet?
No.
A couple, but I had many options.
Okay,
Actually,
Yeah,
one
I had like 15 characters typed.
Okay.
down.
technically one did, but
Any bets on
I
who's
haven't
going to get the wheel here? Any bets on who's going to take it?
I'm
I'm
gonna say
gonna go
3
Darren.
dubs.
I'm gonna go Darren.
Darren.
Her death in season 4 was great.
it's 3 days.
Wow, 3Dub.
Save the best for last. It's fine.
All right, we get the spin
That
Darren.
actually makes sense. Just one of these times, I wanted to land on that thin green line.
That'd be great.
Yeah, well, that'd be great. Yeah, it would be. All right. So I just like to get the confetti. I love confetti. So there we go. All right. With that being said, now we're going to go 3Dub and then Darren to finish our list out. So 3Dub, give us your 5.
I'm finally going to break the chain of DC and Marvel choices for my number 5.
Uh-huh.
And he is a Mexican hero, and I am going with Zorro.
Zorro, that's a good 3Dub.
I thought about that.
I'm
That is
thinking
an
outside the box.
excellent fucking choice. An excellent choice. All right, that's a good start to 3Dub's list. All right, what's up? What do you want to keep moving, or you want to say something about Zorro? Okay.
I love Antonio Banderas as Zorro. It's
Oh, that's
and
great choice.
he's a fantastic.
Puss in Boots Chief Star.
So my number 4 is also from the Arrowverse.
All right.
It's also a sidekick.
Okay.
It's also an archer. And
Oh,
that's Roy Harper.
Roy Harper.
Would his cybernetic arm count as a power?
No, because it was basically given to him. Like it's basically like Iron Man suit.
Well, not only that, but he didn't always have a cybernetic arm. Like you could say that
that's true.
Roy
Yeah.
Harper before he had the cybernetic arm.
He did have a Mirakuru, but that was like before he became
But that
Archer.
is not constant. Like it's something that can go away and he loses his
Yeah.
power. So yeah.
It was a joke.
Oh, sorry. I didn't. It went over my head. I'm Drax right now.
Like an arrow.
My number 3. My number 3 is a martial artist.
Mhm.
He kicked butt in his movie.
All right.
My favorite scene is the bus scene.
Oh,
Shang-Chi.
yeah, great choice.
Because technically he is powerless, and the rings are the only thing that makes him powerful.
I kind of want to push back on that.
Okay, well,
Right.
all right. I told 3Dub earlier. I was like, if you pick something, be prepared that someone
this
might
is-
push back. It.
It's a
I
good
think
thing nobody
one
said.
that-
It's a good thing nobody said Green Lantern then, because then we'd be making an argument for.
I literally
You could-
would. I would
You
help
could
my Power Ranger
you could
story.
totally say Green Lantern. Green Lantern does not have power. Like the ring is the power source, not Green Lantern.
I would push back on that still. I think if an object gives you an ability, that's a superpower.
Well, then Iron Man
Iron
doesn't
Man.
count.
I would
Iron
agree
Man
with
doesn't
Iron Man.
count.
I would also agree with that, to be honest. But
So I mean, it's.
Okay,
I
well,
literally brought
I
this
could've
up
picked
with
Ben
the
10.
discussion. I literally.
You could have
you go.
picked
You
Ben. You actually could have. I wouldn't have argued against Ben 10. I would have been like, okay,
It's
yeah,
just
sure,
Watson
go
makes him
ahead.
powerful, not him.
Darren's whole list is Ben 10 characters.
Like,
right, go
So
ahead.
my number 2 has
Yeah.
already been said.
oh,
and-
okay.
but not by you guys. He
Oh.
is
What?
a killer
Oh,
in every
yeah.
single thing, and his name is the Punisher.
Oh, that's your number 2?
That's my number 2.
I could joke and push back and say he's not a hero, but I won't do that.
He's an anti-hero.
I won't do that.
Okay, so I'm curious now. This is your number 2. So I wonder what your number 1 is.
Any guesses?
Let me think for a second.
Ferngully.
Is it going to be Batman? Is it Bruce Wayne?
No, because someone already said Batman.
All right. Well, they said a version of Batman. You could
Two
pick
of
a
us
different
said
one.
different Batmans.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Oh, wait a minute. Is it going to be somebody from Smallville? I feel like it's going to be somebody from Smallville.
No, because Superman is technically got power. So
No. I'm not meaning that. I thought you might pick some obscure person from
No.
Smallville. So.
Nope. No Smallville. It's MCU.
Oh, it's MCU? So Black
Yep.
Widow?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Well, then I have no idea
Falcon.
then.
It's Bucky.
Oh.
I also want to push back on that. Yeah.
Because without his arm, he's powerless.
He still
No,
has
he's
a
a
super serum.
He's a super soldier, though, right?
He's not. He can
Yes,
basically.
he is. How do you think he's still
Thunderbolts,
alive?
The only
what
thing-
serum did you get? I don't know.
How do you think he's
Hydra.
100 years old?
Yeah.
The only thing that makes him strong is his arm.
That's like saying Steve doesn't have powers.
He has the goddamn super soldier serum in
Now
him.
Steve has powers, but the only thing that makes him like he can survive. He was.
I had your back. I had your back with the 10 rings. I don't know about this one.
This it's okay. I have a
Let's put
backup.
it this way. I'll pull back my choice of Daredevil because I have another backup one.
Because I was thinking like, yeah.
'Cause
So
like,
my
all
back,
right.
so my
Go ahead, go ahead.
backup for Bucky is not a person that is on Marvel or DC,
Okay.
and he is also an archer,
Okay.
and his name is Robin Hood.
Okay.
I would count Robin Hood as a hero. Yes.
Yeah, I can see that.
He steals from the rich, gives to the poor, and doesn't ask for a reward.
The chat was roasting you, 3Dub. Look at him. Like I can't even. I can't even, man. 3Dub was like, I'm gonna stand on. He's like, I'm gonna stand on this hill, and I'm gonna tell you guys. I get
where you're
it.
coming from, but I do
Yeah.
think.
And it's
I
funny
think
because
the
he
only
chose two
thing-
characters with robotic arms too.
I
that
think
he chose.
because I don't think the serum that the Hydra created
You have a point.
was legitimately the same serum that Steve Rogers took.
I have actually, I don't know if this is true or not, but I did read, and if Serenity was here, Serenity would know for sure. But I remember reading in the comics that his is actually more powerful, and John Walker's is even more powerful than both of theirs. But I don't know if that's true or not.
Because I also was
depending on
thinking
the
about the
version-
Hulk, because
depending on the version,
Bruce
yes.
Banner doesn't have powers. Hulk does.
Yeah.
So, Eric,
That's like choosing Clark Kent.
Bruce Banner can get
Eric,
Superman.
you're kind of right on that because Bucky got a formula from what the hell? Is
Hydra?
it? Hydra. That version is not as perfected as Emil Ernstein's. It made him stronger but less stable.
Right. And then
David
John
has
Walker has an even more powerful version, and Sentry has the most powerful version, technically.
Bird has a good point. You could chose Bucky before he becomes the Winter Soldier. You can go with the little kid with the little mask. if
You
want.
could go with the
Although
Bucky
I
that was
wouldn't
running around with
recommend
Captain America that fell off the train.
that. I wouldn't
He
You do
was
that
still
one.
strong. I mean, Bucky kicked that bully's ass. You know.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was an interesting. It started out so strong with Zorro, and then it was like we were just all
He was
over the
one
map
I like,
after
Buck. I
that.
should have chosen Zorro, but yeah.
So
That list fell about as far as Bucky did.
okay. So with that being said, now we get to do the same thing with Darren. He gets to give his list, which is probably all Ben 10, but we'll see.
No, because I'm not a cheater. No.
Oh,
Hey, Mufasa doesn't have superpowers.
No, I thought about
Darren,
it. I was
I was
like,
trying to give you another way to include Lion King again.
I mean, you could, you can argue that Simba does have powers, but that's a conversation for another day. I'm going to start with one, and I'm talking, this is specifically the MCU version of this counterpart.
Not
Because I know,
romantically.
I think in the comics he does end up getting powers, and but I prefer it this way with the version in that universe we're dealing with. Sam Wilson, Captain America. I really like this idea that,
There
like,
you go.
Steve needed that CM for where he was at that point and to win the war and do all this stuff. But I'm doing heroing a bit different now. I'm doing it my own way. And I think that story and what we will continue to tell in the MCU, I think is super strong, super captivating. I'm very glad they just didn't give him super serum. I'm really glad they didn't go that route.
I don't think he does in the comics either.
No.
Oh, he doesn't? Okay, cool.
I don't think so unless they've changed it in the last few years. They might have changed it in like a recent reboot or something, but I don't know for sure.
They've had stories where he's had enhanced physicalities like Infinity Formula, but he's never gotten the super soldier serum.
I just thought of something too. Why doesn't Bucky punch with his normal arm? If he has super strength, why does he not punch with his normal arm?
Because he's a righty, not a lefty. Well, sometimes
he should. But Steve Rogers punches with both. It doesn't matter.
Steve Rogers doesn't punch with anything. He's dead.
Yeah.
He's trying to sabotage Darren's list. He's trying to sabotage Darren's list here.
Go ahead, Darren.
My next choice, and I could really go into the entire cast of this show. I could just say 70% of this cast I could put on this list. But I wanna single out one of these characters. I thought Eric was about to say it. I think he does punch with both. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
No. Every time.
Darren, what is your list?
This is a character who also has a prosthetic arm, Phil Coulson. And
nice.
Specifically, the version before he becomes a LMD, before he becomes a clone of himself, the man that was willing to put himself on the line. He didn't have any superpowers. He didn't have any tech. He was just a man doing what he thought was right that arguably created the Avengers, which then helped stop Loki, Ultron, Thanos, any threat we're dealing with in the future of the MCU, all kind of goes back to him. And then when you talk about everything he did through Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., the way he sacrificed himself, the stuff he did with Ghost Rider, which then you could argue, oh, he has powers there, or there he has powers by the end of the show. But, like, he was still willing to do all that stuff despite him not having powers.
So that's
you're right, though. You could argue, like, Melinda or pretty much anybody on that show.
Daisy season 1, even Bobby Hunter. Yeah, like, anyone that's not, like, Daisy...
Mac.
Yeah, Mac 100%. Like I could say the whole show if I wanted.
I just wanted to see him get, like, whenever he does the thing with Ghost Rider, he just goes, so that's what it does. I wanted some callback to that.
Mm-hmm. The rest of these is where I'm starting to get a little cheeky a little bit. But I'm kind of going off of the Marvel DC route.
Okay.
Here we
this
go.
one I am picking from Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Okay.
And I think this is a character that is so inspiring because he doesn't have powers. All his friends, and most of the people he's fighting,
I know where you're going with this.
have powers, and he's just there with his humor and a boomerang, and that is Sokka. I was trying to think out of the box a little bit. It's like, what's something that's not just
definitely outside of the box. Yeah.
Normal
100%.
Marvel DC, and I was like, Sokka is such an inspiring character because
my space sword.
He gets knocked down over and over and over again. And
Omega's here and wasn't joining us for the Star Trek conversation. What the fuck is going on?
I think he got here after.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm kind of that like moral support for the group. But also,
that's a great choice
for every single fight, despite him
hanging on with the prayer and a boomerang for every battle.
Yes.
So.
I think like as you know, like first time I was watching, I was like, oh look, obviously he's gonna get powers at some point if he can keep up. It's like no, he's born without powers and that's his thing, and I think that's really cool.
Okay.
This next one, I've been thinking about: does he have powers? Does he not? Because it is middle of the road on what you classify.
3Dub's going to be paying attention to this because you called him out, so I'm sure he's going to let you know.
Fair, and I'm not sure if I don't know if he's seen the show or not. I have the Doctor from Doctor Who.
Okay.
He has powers. He can talk
I will play
to animals.
devil's advocate myself. Okay, I will play devil's advocate myself because I'm sorry, that was rude. I'm so sorry. Because
you went defensive.
He does not have predictable power. He does not go in and fight all these monsters with laser eyes or super strength or any stuff. But he does regenerate, and he does have.
So 3Dub, or is that 3Dub?
No, he still has powers.
How?
I kind of want to push back on it, but if you want, I could pick another one.
He talks to animals. I mean, and animals talk back to him. He can understand animals. He's basically He can talk to animals. Doctor
He just
Doolittle
knows languages. There's a difference.
He can talk to he can talk to animals that a normal person can't talk to.
Is he like Aquaman?
No, he just knows other language.
Then
Okay. You know what? Then that's okay. I can pick another one. I'm gonna go. Where are they on my list?
And it's inherited to his daughter.
Oh,
I'm gonna go Agent Carter if I can't use that one because Agent Carter is very
right there.
similar.
wait, Captain Carter or Agent
No,
Carter?
Agent
Okay.
Carter. Agent Carter. One of the founders of Shield, right there with Howard Stark.
Right.
It's very similar to like your Phil Coulson, where she.
Well,
puts
3-Dub
those-
says she gets powers though, right? Doesn't she become a super soldier?
later on, there is a thing. It's much like Bucky. You can
What
you can
if
choose-
she did?
Yeah, I like that. I
And
like
Doctor
that.
Strange, the Multiverse of Madness. She has.
I would
That
actually.
is Captain Carter. There is a difference.
He's talking about the Agent Carter from like back in the day in the MCU.
Yeah.
Yes.
Arguably, founding Shield is one of the most.
The one who had a
heroic
great show
things.
that got canceled too soon.
I'm so pissed.
I
off.
love her short. I fucking love that short.
I love that show too. And then my joke pick at the very end here that I thought would be funny. I have Edna Mode from Incredibles. She is a hero because she saved all these heroes from wearing capes that lead to their death. So she is a
Milan,
hero
darling.
Yeah.
among
Milan.
heroes.
There we go. There
Have
we
you
go.
seen the dark theory about her?
No.
That
No.
she knew that Buddy Pine was going to grow up to do the kinds of evil that he did, so she designed his costume with a cape on purpose.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's great.
Crazy.
Can I?
All right.
Can I
Yeah,
take
go ahead.
back one of my picks that way? I'm
Yeah.
clear off of that. Okay, so I went back and I think about it. I'm like, wait a minute, there's gotta be more because I'm like, fuck, I should have gotten Zorro. But I look at it now and I'm like, you know what? Because he does get the echolocation stuff and all that, I'll be like, all right, fine, you guys win on that. I'll choose Nick Fury, and I'll specifically lean in to the comics Nick Fury, especially from the Jim Steranko era.
Okay.
You look back at those comics. Before then, he was just another secret agent. Whatnot. When Jim Steranko, which I don't know how he is right now. He's going off the deep end. But like, in that era with those comics, go look at those comics. He was James Bond, but probably cooler. Like, he had the swagger. He was covert ops. He was after organizations. And I feel like someone could do an alternative Nick Fury story, TV special, whatever have you, and just make it fly like the Man from U.N.C.L.E. and all that stuff. I love that type of energy exists in Marvel. Much like in the similar vein as Agent Carter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I would have picked Nick Fury from the Jim Steranko run.
And I think 3-Dub says his alternate choice would be Bruce Banner, right?
No, my alternate choice was Robin Hood.
Oh, no, I thought you said earlier that one of your alternate choices was Bruce Banner.
No, that was the one that was deciding if I should choose him because he technically is powerless unless the Hulk comes out
Right.
or
But
they
was he a
or
hero
they smart
before
Hulk.
that?
Because Bruce Banner is basically a weakling. Like you punch him, he goes down. If
Yeah,
the
but
Hulk
is he
doesn't
a
want to come
hero?
out, no,
Is
if the
just
Hulk
Bruce
doesn't want
Banner
to come
a
out, he
hero?
bleeds.
So is he a hero or a scientist as Bruce Banner?
He's a scientist.
Okay.
So
he
he's basically smart without the suit of Iron Man.
Right. But
And the perfect thing is he was in the Hulkbuster and Infinity
that's
War.
true. That's true.
But that
That's
was
true.
because
Okay.
Hulk was a pussy for that movie. For the whole time.
Exactly,
Okay.
but he
You
was
know what,
powerless.
I
He was
can
powerless.
accept exclusively Infinity War Bruce Banner as a hero. I can count that. Fair enough.
We went through 5 lists and no one said like Earth Prime regular Batman.
Yeah. I think everybody kept it off on purpose.
Everyone thought that everyone was going to
I mean,
pick it.
to be honest, if you were to ask any average person, that would probably be their first answer is like, give me a super person without
Whoa,
superpowers.
okay, that's a pull by Fetman. Casey Jones, that's a pull.
Ooh, that's
Oh,
nice.
I like
That's
that.
nice.
Oh, okay. Peacemaker. I didn't think about Peacemaker. You're right. Peacemaker is he wasn't in my top 5, obviously. Fetman says my picks are Green Arrow, Nightwing, Casey Jones, Blue Beetle, and Night Owl. Night Owl's great, by the way.
Yeah.
I would be better at this with the list. Well, I like my list, but like I think it would be like more cooler if I did like heroes and if they were more open because I could throw in the like not so well known ones. Like I already called dibs on Animal Man. He has powers.
Yeah.
That's what I would have gone with. Or you guys brought up Green Lanterns. I'm like, well, bring Green Lanterns. Fucking Kyle Rayner is mine right now. It's like
Karen, I just thought about something.
Yeah.
We could have said John Diggle.
I thought one of y'all were going to say it. I thought for sure one of y'all were going to say it.
I was thinking about it, but
you could have said Cecile before she had powers.
Just like
Cecile before she had powers.
Darren, Eric, I don't want to bring up that name.
We could do like a whole just like Arrowverse version where
I should have picked
White
Kim
Canary,
Possible.
you know, like
Heat
wave.
Chris says Hiro Hamada from Big Hero 6. Kim Possible. Oh my God. Leopold Fitz from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Shuri, I guess before she had the powers, yeah, she was definitely a hero. And Mr. Terrific, yeah. I will say this, I have to give a shout out to my Mr. Terrific choice. I've seen so many people now that love that character. Like,
so cool.
what James Gunn did for that character is literally he did the same thing he did with Guardians of the Galaxy when it comes to Mr. Terrific. Like, people love that character now.
He's a goddamn Mr. Terrific.
I don't know if Peacemaker has enhanced physical abilities.
No,
I don't
think
think
No.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I would almost count the helmets though if we're talking about that. Like I would in the same category as like a Shang-Chi where I'm like,
So Cassian Andor.
Okay.
Technically,
Yeah.
I should have picked someone like Indiana Jones or
God.
stuff like that. You know.
Yeah, we could have gone anywhere. Like when I was talking about heroes and you know, people that can do super things, I
Yeah.
didn't necessarily mean just comic books.
Would you
But
guys
I mean,
consider
like-
Hellboy super being?
I mean, technically, if you want to
He's
be
the son
serious,
of the,
somebody mentioned it earlier. Like aliens aren't powered people. That's just the powers they have. So like
They are born
Martian
with it,
Manhunter is
Martian
technically
Manhunter.
Martian
Then we're
Manhunter.
going down a rabbit
Hawkgirl.
hole.
Yeah,
Superman
exactly.
with Red Sun. I mean, there's a whole thing.
Okay, here's a question. How would we count Mario? Because he's a human.
He's
right?
in.
Plumber.
Hey, I got
He's immortal.
a poll.
Is he?
He has 3 lives.
You have a poll?
So does Mario.
Poll, like
Oh.
the Phantom.
He's like.
Oh, the
Ooh.
Phantom. That's
Ooh,
deep
I
cut.
that.
Like,
I like
yeah.
I like-
yeah.
what's the detective? Detective Chimp? The one with the-
Oh yeah.
And you want another detective? I mean, would Dick Tracy count?
I mean, Kick-Ass technically.
One of the
Kick-Ass,
hero-
Hit Girl.
I mentioned this to DJ Eric before the stream because I was trying to figure out like who's powered and who's not.
Yeah.
When I typed in who's heroes that are powerless, one of them was Moon Knight, and I was like, huh?
Like I said, I think people that are gifted powers through gods that choose to inhabit their body. I think that's why some people don't count them as people with powers because Moon Knight is more of a victim than he is like actually accepting it.
He's an anti-hero.
Yeah. I would say that. I would still.
And Bucky was on the list. That's why I chose Bucky.
I would argue that Moon Knight is very like. That's one that you could argue either way because he does have access to powers, but they're not his powers.
Yes, Chris. So. Good pull. The Shadow. That's another one.
Yeah. All right, we got. Yeah, go ahead. Darren.
Jake will like this joke. Most of the legends past season 5.
Oh, that's true. That is true. Cameron with the $5 super chat. Eric, did you see the writer of the current Supergirl run is thinking of introducing Alex Danvers?
That's cool.
And bringing back Alfred as an AI in the new Batman run. No, I didn't know that.
Cool.
You know, this might be a hot take, and most people aren't going to even know the reference here because it was only one episode. I really wish we could have gotten to see Alex's Superwoman more.
Yeah, that was fun.
I actually liked her in that role, to be fair. I mean, you know, I thought it was cool. I thought it was fun.
I love that. Okay, I do kind of agree, Jake. I don't like that episode that much, but I love that suit so much. That suit looks.
They did all that work for that suit, and she only wore it for one episode.
Yeah.
Just because Melissa was pregnant and she couldn't be there.
You know,
so
like
you know that one. There's one character that's another poll because we were talking about the Phantom earlier. Here's another poll. This is a more known character, but Green Hornet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Green Hornet was on like one of my backup answers actually.
Yeah, I should have.
Speaking of Alex Danvers, you could throw her on this list too.
I could have, yeah.
You know the virtual reality that you saw in like where Alex became Supergirl.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of want that in real life because it's kind of if you seen Sword Art Online, it's kind of similar where they get a full dive into a virtual reality. where you can feel and sense all the senses that you can do in the real world. I kind of want that, but also there's like human rights.
Okay, so if you like that, watch the show Upload on Prime.
Oh, I have seen it.
Okay, yeah, there's a very similar premise to that. But I want to talk just briefly about the Alex Danvers stuff because of Cameron's super chat.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't think it would have been controversial if they needed Melissa to be gone for like 2 or 3 episodes, if they just had her play Superwoman for like 2 or 3 episodes. I would have probably been okay with that.
I mean, it's like they've found a workaround for pregnant actresses on their shows before.
Yeah.
Or even like
Huntress.
Yeah.
Huntress is another one.
Yeah.
I know they didn't have the budget to do this for multiple episodes straight, but I would have loved Martian Manhunter. To be like, well, she's gone for a while. I need to step up and protect the city. That would have been awesome.
That would have been fine, but I mean, you can tell, especially I noticed this particularly in Crisis, how he's over the course of those 5 episodes, you see him in his Martian form for what? 2 scenes?
yeah.
They get really bad about that.
It's so, and that's funny. I think they used it. I mean, not only did they have more of a budget in the first season, but especially in comparison to how much you see him in that form in that first season, it's like that's one of the few things that the first season did best.
Well,
they not long.
They like even had to make him that new suit, so he was like Martian Manhunter when it was just him.
Right, but it was just money. David Harewood's face.
Yeah. Which I mean, I understand why they did that. Like, I understand.
But then again, if you're gonna do that, if you're gonna have that be your thing in
it's almost like
in that Crisis reality, why not actually have him wear that when they're in the scene at the end in the
Agreed.
hall? It's like
it's almost like they introduced Ms. Martian and did nothing with her.
Oh, she was
no.
great.
I mean, she could have been better. But...
Yeah. Okay. We're gonna see what won the poll. Here we go. We're gonna end the poll. Let's see what it is.
The poll goal.
That's true. 44% is top 5 comic book storylines, and that's from any comic book company of all time.
Boy.
Wasn't that the one that you wanted to put back in it?
Yes, that's the one that I wanted to win, actually. So I'm glad that one won. But
what's it called again? So I can. What's it called again? So I can
top
type it
5 comic book storylines. Now I'm going to even expand this further and say that you can include graphic novels or expanded content, like novels of comic books and stuff like that. And it can be anything related to superheroes. So like, it doesn't have to be Marvel or DC. Any superhero thing that has either been transformed into a comic book, extended into a graphic novel, or a novel.
I mean, I'll kind of, maybe push back on that boundary and say that, there was plenty of things like Archie comics that aren't superheroes. So
that's true. Yeah, you could do that. Like for example, if you like I don't know, if there's some movie or TV show where they transformed it into a comic book, and you like that comic, you could say that's the thing. That's a storyline I like.
Hell, I mean, like 300 was based off a graphic novel. So.
Exactly. The door's open for a lot of stuff. The Alien franchise, the Predator franchise, Star Wars. There's lots of stuff that are comic books.
I'm going to need that Lion King comic to hurry up.
Eric, you are desperate to get this in no matter what.
We're not going to do this one next week. By the way, we might as well do it now. Let's
speaking of what Darren said, now that you know what it means to love something, can you stop it? Like, I love Smallville. Stop.
Nope.
You love Lion King.
Nope.
I'm going to leave you to love Lion King.
All right, so
he likes good products.
I don't say it every time, but we're getting there.
The thing of Snyder's, I like a lot of Snyder stuff. 300 is something I couldn't connect with.
All right. So what we're going to do is...
I know, Ronan, blasphemy.
Thursday's bonus topic, I'm going to go ahead and drop it now, is going to be top 5, because this is one that's been around forever. It's at the top of my list, meaning that it was something that we didn't do like months ago. Top 5 MCU supporting characters.
Ooh.
Now, let me tell you what classifies as a supporting character.
Yeah.
Someone who has not been on the title of a film. So if they've ever had a film with their name on it, either as the main character or part of the title of the movie.
We're thinking the same thing, Ron. I can tell.
We're probably thinking the same thing, too.
Well, what's the question? What is it?
I was just trying to think. We can include Rhodey, unfortunately.
So
Yeah.
So anyone who is not a main title character or a part of an ensemble cast. So MCU ensemble cast. So like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., even though there are lead characters, that is an ensemble cast.
So I guess that if this was 10 years ago, we would have been able to say Sam Wilson, but I guess not now.
You can't. No, he's no longer a supporting character.
Question. What about
Well, he was
Avengers?
he was at one point, but then Falcon and Winter Soldier
Right,
came out.
that's what I'm saying.
And both of those supporting characters became lead characters.
Right.
At that
I
point.
mean, like not only Falcon and the Sword, but also he's had a movie as Captain America.
Yeah.
So
I will. I'm not going to pick this because I'm giving it as an example. But Yelena she doesn't technically have a name.
She was part. She was. What would you count her as a lead character?
She like that. She doesn't have a name in the title.
But she's the lead of Thunderbolt still, I'd say. I'd say she's the main.
Right, but I mean,
yeah, but
that also gets rid of like any Guardian of the Galaxy too, because they're all in the title.
Yeah. And Black Widow,
and then
the
Avengers
movie,
is also a question.
She was a supporting character, not the main character, because that was Scarlett Johansson.
To make it very simple, as long as their name is not on a title card for a project, I think we can count that as a supporting character. Because ensemble cast members, it's really hard to go, this character had 5 more minutes of dialogue than another character.
Right.
Like, it's just easier to say anybody in a ensemble cast. So supporting character or ensemble cast, consider that the expansion of it.
This is probably a dumb question, but
yeah,
this is probably a bad question, but we're not counting like villains in that, are we?
What was the? Hold on, let me see what the actual bonus was. No, it says supporting characters, so villains do count.
Okay.
Supporting characters in the MCU, so you can count villains too.
All right.
But like, for example, say for example, there was a Star-Lord movie, but Star-Lord was in Guardians of the Galaxy, he still had a movie by himself, so that would immediately disqualify him from the
just
ensemble.
Like Sam,
no Loki.
Just like Sam, where he was.
Loki's got 2 TV shows, so no Loki.
So,
two.
No.
You mean
Well,
2
series. Yeah, 2
seasons.
Yeah.
Anything that is named after them immediately disqualifies them from ensemble or supporting role. Like Rocket Raccoon, even though he was the major character of the 3rd film, he's never had his own thing outside of that.
I mean,
whereas
technically, I was going to say technically that counts Groot out because the I Am Groot shorts.
It does. Groot would be out of it. Yeah, no, definitely 100%. Groot is out.
That's
well, Baby Groot is out. The Groot from the first film is still.
I mean, it doesn't. They say I am Groot. They don't say I am Baby Groot.
I know, but I don't even know if anybody's going to bother picking that. But yes, rule of thumb is if they've ever had a project where their name is the featured name, that immediately disqualifies them. Anyone else is fair game.
All right, I feel like there's probably going to be some ones taken from this. I imagine.
Which really sucks for me because I'd pick Scarlet Witch, but I can't because she's had her own TV show. So,
what was the name of it?
You mean Wanda? No.
Wanda and Vision both had their names in the title.
Yeah,
so
I think that counts. I think
I can't pick Agatha anymore, even though she was my favorite supporting character. She had her own show, so I can't pick her anymore either.
All right, my
Where
5
this
characters are safe.
Where
Already
this
done
gets
it.
down to like brass task a little bit is when there's multiple mantles. Like I
Yes.
could say like Hawkeye, but does Kate Bishop count as Hawkeye? You know what I mean? So,
Right. I would say rule of thumb is they're both Hawkeye in the show. Wait, did she have the mantle in the show though? Or did it get passed on at
They
the
get
end?
teased at the end, but she doesn't fully take
I
it.
would say she's still the lead of the show technically, so
Yeah,
that's
I'd
hard to
say
like
so.
argue against.
Yeah.
Like someone like let me think. So like Misty
Pepper
from Iron Fist would
Yes,
be
yeah.
would be a supporting character. So something like that. Yeah, so this should be an interesting one. The doors are wide open. This is any MCU property that is canon to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So this includes like any characters that have made cameos or have been in the world of the MCU at one point or another. So TV shows and cartoons now apparently because we've had a canon cartoon, which is
Are you making your list?
Huh?
Are you making your list already?
Yep.
I saw you just like.
And the comic book storyline one we will do Monday. So we're doing, this is the list for Thursday. Monday is comic book storyline list. So you've got a whole 7 days to figure out your.
I kind of hate that
Wait.
Punisher has his own TV show now.
Did you say that backwards?
Yeah,
Thur-
say that again.
Thursday is this one we're talking about right now.
Okay.
A week from today is the one that just won tonight, which is the
Okay.
comic book
Okay.
storyline one. So
Okay.
You
Sorry.
said Thursday twice, I'm pretty sure, but
did I Monday then? Monday.
Okay.
Jesus. Okay.
I'm getting tired. Jaybird says the X-Men are all supporting characters except Wolverine. I mean, in the X-Men universe, yes, that's true.
when
I'm
they
from
even
X-Men
have,
97.
I mean, how many of those have been MCU movies?
Well, I mean, we had Patrick Stewart crossover.
Right, but
and-
what I'm saying is there's not
Yeah.
as many.
Oh,
as-
right. You're saying options to choose from. Yes. Yeah. So no, Maltor, I'm getting tired as well. So I think it's probably best for us to wrap up or whatever. Yes, we're still doing this, but this one is going to be saved for the bonus stream.
oh,
The bonus
man.
stream where we're doing a lot of stuff because this is one of them.
That's like an hour-long discussion, right?
Yeah, that's why I said that one's got to be by itself, pretty much.
Wait,
Make sure I
which
got
one?
everybody's super chats.
The worst Arrowverse decision.
Oh God, yeah.
We all have
you're-
50 each.
You're still planning for that long stream on the 6th, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
And Paigey will be joining us for that one. I'll give him a heads up on the list so he can come up with some stuff. Just double checking. Thank you guys, everybody that super chatted tonight. We did not hit the goal in the debunks chat, but that's okay. I do appreciate the super chats I got over there. Thank you so much. We still have a bonus stream this week on the debunks channel, so you're still going to get that. We definitely hit the goal over here. Thank you guys on the Reloaded channel for doing that. I do appreciate it. And tonight I'm going to save everyone from that outro because it's too long. So we're not going to do that. We're going to do our normal outro where I end the stream and we stand here for a second, oddly looking into the camera. But I do want to give a shout out to everybody before I do that. Thank you, 3Dub, for being here at start and hanging out with us and falling asleep on stream. I do appreciate it. Darren for jumping in, Ronan for jumping in, and Jake for jumping in. Thank you guys so much. Thanks everybody in the chat who was hanging out, even the people trolling. We love having you here. Thank you so much. I do appreciate it. By the way, there are some shorts going up this week on the Reloaded channel. I've got a few pre-recorded, so those will go out this week. I'm testing something out. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Everybody have a great night, and we'll see everyone on Thursday. Take care.